What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is
and it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout.
Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen!
Oh, cheeky.
Game shot in the second
Oh,
leg.
quality.
Carolissen.
Double. Gets the first. Gets a
Game shot
second,
in the fifth
double
leg.
18.
Oh.
And the Van Trijp is really beginning to control this game. Another one of them. Double 12.
Game shot in the fourth
Superb.
leg. Danny Van Trijp.
On to 4 points and to put herself in a really good
Game
position in
shot
the
and the
group.
mark.
Tells you exactly what you need to know because that is so handy.
Game shot in
So
the fourth
handy
leg.
to wrap up a 4-2 win. It's double top
Game shot
to
and
find
match.
the point. It's the final night in terms of qualification, and it's actually the final qualifying night that we have here in Series 11. So welcome along to Portsmouth and welcome along to the action here at the Modus Super Series. So come the end of play tonight, we're going to know who's going to win Super Series 11, aren't we? Because every single player that's possibly left in the race will have been confirmed. There'd only be 7 more nights worth of action to go, and we will know who will be picking up the £25,000 cheque. I'm watching every single dart between now and the culmination, and watching a lot of darts this afternoon, was primetime Matthew Edgar. Look, let's be honest, because that's all we ever be here is honest. It wasn't the best session in Group C this afternoon, but for David Davis and Dean Finn, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, you can only call it as you see it, and you know the viewers will be very well aware that that was a below standard Group C. It's not what we normally expect. However, with that becomes opportunity, and David Davis found that opportunity. He saw the opportunity and he took it. And you just had to find a little bit of consistency, and David Davies showed that with composure. He had a game earlier on, he lost, it could have all started to unravel, he could have ended up moving out of a qualification space, and actually dug deep, produced his best when he needed to, was running sort of that mid-80s average, and that was more than enough for David Davies to win that group, but it wasn't without drama.
No, David Davis and Dean Finn in second position. Raymond Smith comfortably won Group A on Wednesday afternoon, and we will see the middle players in Group B a little bit later on this evening. This is how the table looks following the first day's play. Danny Van Trijp won 3 out of 4, as too did Cameron Carolissen. They're both top of the table going into Friday's play. Gemma Hayter in third position on 4 points. Robert Thornton and Charlie Martin with just the 1 win following Thursday's play. Danny Van Trijp top of the table going into Friday's action. The most consistent player of the lot?
Oh, absolutely. The parallel was drawn this afternoon with David Davies when we looked ahead to this group. And you look at day one, Danny Van Trijp was, like David was in Group C, just composed, clinical. I'm surprised he didn't win all 4 games. I think he may be surprised he didn't win all 4 games last night. He was looking good. He's looking like he's making progress within his career. I would say he looks better now than when he had a tour card. And I think he's on a bit of a journey. And maybe winning that title alongside Jimmy Van Ski, the international pairs, is just going to put him maybe a little bit more confident going into a Saturday night, which is what he's going to need when we already see the lineup for tomorrow night.
Cameron Carolissen, steady. Would that be the right way of describing him?
Clinical and steady, yes, absolutely. He is another player, isn't he, that's developing, that's on a curve, he's on a journey. We know what he wants to go and do. He wants to be on the tour. He's got a good plan in place to get him to there. And I think he's making the right steps. He's making good progress. He's looking more and more reliable, isn't he? And he's starting to build a reputation. And I think sometimes you do need that. You need that little bit of reputation, that little bit of fear factor, and he's developing that with the performances he's putting in.
Well, let's have a look at the odds, see what the bookies think about the action this evening. Danny Van Trijp goes off favourite, but is there a case for Cameron Carolissen at 11 to 8?
100%, absolutely. I mean, I like Danny Van Trijp. I think he's going to go win the group, but I don't like the odds. So with that in mind, that makes Cameron the value play. They have got a bit of a buffer over everybody else. They was the 2 class acts. If they're going to be dislodged, if it's not one of those 2, someone out the other 3 players is really going to have to step it up tonight.
18 plus, scammerdaware.org if you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series this evening. Right, our first game is a meeting between Danny Van Trijp and Charlie Martin. And earlier on this evening, I caught up with Danny. Danny, 3 out of 4 last night for yourself. Not too bad an evening, was it?
No, I played some good games. My first game against Gemma was a good game. Other 2 against Charlie and Robert Thornton was also a good game. I also played my best game against Cameron. But it looks like he always plays his best game against me. But I'm happy with the 3 out of 4 wins. Hit 9 yesterday.
In terms of the evening altogether, particularly the first 2 games, you were pushed to the hilt. But was it a feeling of you were taking control of the big situations in those games?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel a lot of confidence because you are here 3 days, and I'm feeling better and better each day I'm throwing here. And you have to win like. I think 4 or 5 games to get through the Saturday, and the number 1, 2, and 3 goes through. So I think it's for me better to play in Group B than Group C because there are more places, 1 player less than in Group C. So yeah.
In terms of tonight, what do you feel like the formula's got to be? What's going to get you through?
I think if I win my first game against Charlie, I have a big chance to become a finalist on Saturday. So the first game is the most important game.
You've done it with Jimmy before, but how much would you like to do it solo on a Saturday night? Win a week?
Last time I lost the final against Shane, so I hope I'm going to win this week. And I hope I will be back next week.
Well, wish you all the best. Danny, good luck.
Yes, thank you.
And Danny Van Trijp is in action in our opening game of the evening. He takes on Charlie Martin, who is bottom of the pile going into Friday's action here in Portsmouth. It is a meeting of the top place player against the bottom place player. For Danny Van Trijp, 6 points to his name following the first day's play. Realistically, probably 1 win's going to be good enough to get him through, but 2 have mathematically ensured. The 28-year-old from Ittenleur, just on the outskirts of Rotterdam in the Netherlands, would make it through to another Saturday night. A meeting of 2 men in their late 20s as he takes on Charlie Martin from Hersham in Surrey. Nice little jolly jaunt down the A3 to get here to the live lounge in Portsmouth this evening. And very much looking focused in on the task ahead. Spent a good 20 minutes or so on the practice board on stage before we got underway. George Baker is going to preside over every single dart between now and the culmination of the final qualifying week. And as Danny Van Trijp said in his interview a few moments ago, the objective is to be in Portsmouth for 2 weeks. And he's probably the first person, Matthew Edgar, in the history of time that's ever said the words, "Oh, I've enjoyed 1 week in Portsmouth so much, I want to spend another 1 here." Evening, by the way.
Well, you must be like that because you never leave the place.
Why do you think I'm looking on booking.com for holidays?
125.
Other websites are available, of course.
Well, the start, this is though for Danny. And this is what I mean. He's just got this demeanour about him right now. Everything just seems to be changing about Danny Van Trijp, where he seems to be getting more confident. He seems to be getting more belief. Whether that's something that's going to keep progressing with him or whether he's just found himself at this level where he says, I'm better than the standard that is produced here. That being said, though, if he is going to book a second week here, he's going to have to do some work. A little bit more work to do tonight and a lot to do tomorrow.
Could kick off the night with Ton Plus checkout, please. I'm going to find the tops off the back of the 111. Well, I'm going to play the role of pundit, Matt.
Again.
I think the way that this week is looking so far, I think there's 3 real contenders for tomorrow night and maybe 3 players that are going to be outsiders. The 2 that came through Group C will probably be to the outside bets. Probably the player that maybe comes through
Second leg,
third
it's
in
Charlie
this
to
group.
throw first.
I think Danny
Game
Van
up.
Trijp and Raymond Smith will be the two to beat. They'll be the two that the bookies will fancy, the two that the bookies will favour. I think Cameron Carolissen could potentially be a player to look out for
100.
on the periphery. That's just my thoughts and my opinions. Look, we know David Davis is a good player,
60.
but he's gonna, and he'll know this. He's an astute lad, is Dave, but he's gonna have to step it up tomorrow.
81.
It's actually been at times a little bit underwhelming this week. That's just my 10 pence worth.
60.
Well, we've had a lot of conversation about all the other groups, about all the other players, about Danny Van Trijp, and that's where the conversations tend to have been, because obviously Danny Van
45.
Trijp coming in top of the table, looking to confirm his place. However, Charlie Martin, 2 players on the stage here right now,
41.
and I think we've probably not got to the point of talking about Charlie Martin until now, due to the fact of how underwhelming he was yesterday. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've not seen much of Charlie Martin in the physical sense, but I've seen a lot of his numbers, I've seen a lot of his averages, I've seen a lot of his performances and his
100.
achievements. And
Charlie,
his
you
name
require
comes up a lot.
150.
And I certainly expected a bit more than what we got yesterday. Oh, hold on. This may be a lot more.
180.
Pulls it low with the last start. And you were certainly vouching for him a lot last night, going, he's better than what we're seeing.
He is a better player than what we saw last night. And I think this is probably part of the reason
125.
why
Charlie, you require
maybe I'm
32.
a little bit angry, because I know how good these players can be this week, and I just don't think we've yet seen everybody really get going yet, apart from maybe Raymond, maybe apart from Danny at times. And Charlie is a quality operator, really is a quality operator. And actually, I think one of his key strengths at times could be his power scoring. That kind of lacked yesterday.
100.
But what I will give him credit for is he didn't get many opportunities at a W, the least amount of darts at the outer ring of any of the 5 players last night. But he was still able to convert 50% of them. But
60.
the problem that he had was, I suppose that kind of typified it, was a lot of troubleless visits. And I think he knows if he's going to get any kind of joy this evening,
60.
it's going to be that's going to have to improve.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the assessment of Angry Henry. I mean, just the numbers
58.
say everything. I mean, the numbers are numbers. It is what it is. 74.52 for the night last night. High average of 80.62.
45.
I'd expect 80.62 to maybe be his lowest. Does look a lot better though this evening. Seems to have a little bit more fluency about the throw. Was a little bit stuttery last night, wasn't he? Just almost a little bit
60.
too deliberate. He does have this sort of quirky nature with the hand on the drawback, a little bit of play on the dart. And that just nothing seemed to be in sync last night.
140.
Yeah, and if my memories of Charlie playing here in the past are correct, he tends to play his better stuff on the second evening, and we've kind of seen in previous
83.
campaigns that
Danny, you require
what he'll do is he'll get
156.
enough points on the first day to kind of allow him the chance to kind of burst forward on the second night's worth of play. He's never
140.
played a Group A here before, but he always tends to do enough or try and get enough points on the first day to then allow that second day burst to bear the rewards.
60.
Minimum
Danny, you
requirement, 2
require
points. That's what he
16.
got. Game number 2 yesterday. 4-2 victory over Cameron.
Game shot in the third leg. Danny Van
But this has been
Trijp.
Danny Van Trijp all week, Matt, hasn't it? 88.6 average, 2 from 6 on his doubles. He
Fourth
hasn't.
leg, it's
He's shown
Charlie
us
to
the
throw
odd game
first.
where the A
Game up.
game's been there, but I think he's been, in terms of efficiency, the most reliable player outside of Raymond Smith so far, in my opinion.
85.
Yeah, got to be fair. Absolutely. But you've got to look at where the
60.
strengths lie, haven't you? And you look at Charlie Martin tonight, 1 dart at a double, and it's gone in. Last night, 50%. The issue is that 50%.
60.
He only had 18 darts at a double. When we have comparisons, the likes of Gemma Hayter had 60 darts at a double. Cameron,
55.
47. Danny Van Trijp, 39. He was a long way off in regards to opportunities, which means it was the scoring that just didn't exist last night, and that is already significantly better tonight. It's going to be competitive, you feel.
81.
And he's one of them lads, Charlie, you really want to see do well. Like, really nice guy.
60.
He's got a lovely attitude towards the game. He's one of them people that if he does well and he succeeds, you really do have a smile on your face as a result of it.
42.
He said something I really liked, didn't he, when we had a sit down for 20 minutes with him for the upcoming edition of the Tungsten Talk, available on Pluto TV.
83.
Yeah, there's a let's say it is a wrong attitude that a lot of people have when they go to Q school at the moment, and
95.
Charlie Martin does not have it. He has it in the positive sense.
140. Charlie, you require 138.
So 138 on offer. Gone the opposite way round, but he's not going to find it. It's over Trijp. Looking at 103 to get the breaker forward to open up a 3-1 advantage in the match, to open up a 2-leg lead, to put himself in cruise control. Now, these are the situations he dealt with so well yesterday, wasn't it? When a game was tight like this, he managed just to pull clear, but he's missed a dart at tops to do that here. And it's allowed Charlie Martin back for a couple for 2-2, and if it's doubling stats or anything to go by, he'll take this double 8.
32. Danny, you require 20.
Well, this is what he did so well yesterday, Danny Van Trijp. We had an opportunity to really take control of a contest. He took it. He does so on that occasion. He moves 3-1 to the good, and he has the darts in his hand to complete a win, which would put him to within 1 of qualifying through and keeping up, since his return here anyway, his perfect record of qualifying through to Saturdays.
He's got a bit of swagger about him, hasn't he, Danny Van Trijp? Say about the demeanour changing, standing up tall, looking proud. Looking like that player that was starting to do good bits on the Challenge Tour before
26.
he picked up that PDC Tour card. And the Tour card's knocked a lot of people over times, hasn't it? We've seen people almost get it a bit too early and really struggle with the demands of the
59.
step up in play.
I've never spoken to Danny about this, and I've never spoken to Owen Bates about it either.
60.
But I just wonder whether sometimes, and look, you can tell me if I'm talking absolute codswallop here, Matt.
Normally are.
But can you sometimes, because you've won it off the Challenge Tour Order of Merit, and obviously you would have played a lot of Pro Tours to have then got yourself, because of your position on the Challenge Tour, can you sometimes ease up when you go into that Pro Tour season, almost lull yourself a little bit into a false sense of security? Because you did so well the year before, you always expected to go again. A little bit like a newly promoted team in football, expect to go into the next league and then maybe have it a little bit easier than what it tends to be.
81.
No, I think it's the total opposite. I think people go in there and think it's a step up. And I spoke to a lot of people, and recent
60.
people who's had a lot of success on the Challenge Tour, and it's exactly that. You go from winning all the time and being a regular winner and being a feared player to being no one cares anymore. On that Pro Tour,
81.
doesn't matter who
Danny,
you
you
are,
require
no one
170.
cares. We're in on the Challenge Tour. Oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, that's so-and-so. I hope I don't draw
94.
him.
Charlie, you require 170.
You go to being an unseeded player in a sea full of sharks.
Well, you go from being the bad draw to the good draw to a lot of players, don't you, realistically?
57.
But Van Trijp here looking to get the job
Danny,
done,
you
looking
require
at
76.
76 to round off a 4-1 victory, 16 for double top. Oh, the double means it's double 12.
52. Charlie, you require 60. Game shot in the fifth
Cheeky
leg.
little
Charlie
double-double. We saw
Martin.
something of similar proportions last night, didn't we? Back to 3-2.
Sixth
This
leg is
afternoon,
Charlie
myself
to
and Chris
throw
Murphy
first.
was looking through a nice little website on the internet that had lots of different darting terms. Do you know what that's called in the darting terms when you do the double-double?
60.
A double-double?
No, it's got a phrase for it.
Do you now?
Not me, the internet.
60.
Yeah, but the internet also... Go on, tell me. The internet has many names for many things.
Iron Man. Charlie Martin just did the Iron Man.
Why is it called Iron Man?
57.
Hey, I don't make the rules. Just play by them.
But why would it be called, like, can you give any enlightenment because of your
140.
expertise in the game as to why it'd be called an Iron Man?
I will repeat, I don't make the rules.
I just play by them.
Yeah, but surely they had an explanation underneath.
Nope.
76.
It's not how the internet works, Mr. Deacon.
Yeah, but you shouldn't always trust everything you read on the internet anyway.
140.
Might have to use AI in a minute. Anyway, Danny Van Trijp's potentially on the cusp of winning this game.
162. Danny, you require 161.
But that 162 setup at Charlie just keeps DVT honest.
59. Charlie, you require 146. $95.
Honest it is,
Danny,
but
you
it might be
require
over very
102.
soon. A match opportunity here for Danny Van Trijp. Just needs to find a treble. Could use the bullseye. Options,
54.
but no
Charlie, you
application
require
on this
51.
occasion. Charlie Martin to level us up and take us the distance. Sloppy. He's now got to burn another dart if he's to get to the outer ring.
So one dart to take us all the way
35. Danny, you require 48.
has been spurned by Charlie Martin, and so Van Trijp is going to get two in his hand, a double top to win it, and to put himself on the
Game
cusp
start
of tomorrow
and the
night.
match, Danny Van Trijp.
That's 8 points of Danny Van Trijp. 2 more and he'll be there. A successful start for the towering Dutchman, who really is meaning business in this Group B. As for Charlie Martin, there's a feeling of there being a long way back from here. Coming up after the break, Gemma Hayter takes on Carolissen. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler! Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Danny Van Trijp got the better of Charlie Martin by 4 legs to 2. Game number 2 is a meeting between Cameron Carolissen and Gemma Hayter. Gemma, the 32-year-old from Gosport, twice a Group A winner in a Women's Week here at the Super Series, up against Cameron Carolissen, the 29-year-old from Strandfontein in South Africa, making his debut in this particular competition, and he'll be looking to book a ticket to ride at Champions Week next week, but he may also be here at the end of 2025 and possibly, who knows, into the beginning of 2026 at the ADC Global Championship. Gemma Hayter's already booked her ticket there. Number of players have already booked their ticket there. And what an opportunity it is for someone to win 60 bags when it comes to the first days of action in January. The first day back here next year will be the biggest day of darts here next year.
$121.
Open with a bang is what Cameron's looking to do, just like the
57.
start of 2026. But if you're in the back room now and your name's Robert Thornton or Charlie Martin, you're just joining the Cameron fan club right now. Because if Gemma Hayter wins this, she'll go on to 6. There'll be 4-point gap between a qualification place, and you start to fear that this could get done pretty early.
100.
Yeah, if you're the bottom 2 players, you just want Danny Van Trijp and Cameron Carolissen just to run clear and then just play for P3. But Gemma, with the night's first 180, didn't have a 180 in our first game between Van Trijp and Martin.
Well, she found 5 maximums yesterday, did Gemma Hayter, but that wasn't the problem, was it? It all came when it come to the doubles. The scoring power strong, the scoring power good, and it's good once again here. But 60 darts at a double. She had the most of anybody last night. Only converted 12. For people that deal in percentages,
180.
that is just 20% on the doubles.
Well, you mentioned about Gemma's proficiency when it came to the 180 hitting. Cameron Carolissen had more 180s than anybody else.
29.
8 of them
Cameron,
over the course of the
41.
first night's play. And he's having a look here at 41 for a breaker throw. Double 16, 2 in hand. Okay, double-double.
Go for the Iron Man.
25.
But couldn't get
Gemma, you
the double-double.
51.
Tots a Hayter. And now double 10.
31. Cameron, you require 16.
You feel they're the opportunities you're going to get when you play the top 2 in this group. You may get a chance. You're unlikely to get 2.
Game shot in the first
On
leg.
to double
Cameron
4 and takes a
Carolissen.
1-0 lead of a breaker throw. Right, I've been having a look at ChatGPT.
Second leg, it's Cameron
And
to throw first. Game on.
I asked ChatGPT, why is a double-double checkout in darts called an Iron Man? There's no actual explicit reason. Apparently,
95.
there doesn't appear to be a documented or official backstory explaining exactly why this particular checkout is called Iron Man. Slang in darts often evolves organically from pub games, local phrases, league banter, or commentators' catchphrases without a clear point of origin. The term might simply reflect the strength or toughness implied
77.
by the phrase iron, suggesting a solid or resilient finish. Doesn't really clear
40.
anything up, does it?
I can clear something else up, though. You said about the 180s. You said about Cameron being the best 180 hitter last night. Actually, there have been 18 180s so far in this Group B campaign, of which 15 of them have been hit by the 2 players on stage right now. Only 3 between
60.
Danny Van Trijp, Charlie Martin and Robert Thornton. 1 apiece.
So if you're going to be looking at the 180 markets, maybe this is the game to look at, and maybe the rest of them maybe not touch. But if you are
59.
having a flutter tonight, it is 18plusgambleaware.org. Carolissen leaving himself on the big fish to
100.
put himself 2-0 to the good. Got the break in the
170.
opener, now looking to double up his account. Doesn't have to. And we'll never know if he was going to.
We've had a couple already this week,
84.
haven't we? Some of the big fishers. Another one of the darting expressions there for you, Mr. Deacon. Some more terminology.
Yeah, that one a little bit easier to describe where it
180.
came from.
Cameron, you require 86.
What about a maxi? Gemma Hayter leaves herself handy.
Game
Once
shot in the
again,
second
she's
leg.
sat there
Cameron
ready to strike
Carolissen.
should Cameron make the mistake, and he does not. That is a good, clinical,
Third leg,
clean,
it's Gemma to
confidence-building
throw first.
finish.
Game on.
And that's the quality now of Cameron. When you look at him on those sort of two dart combinations, potential two dart combinations, they're the difference between the levels.
92.
Can you take out those shots from sort of 62 to 90? That's where the real difference is.
60.
That's where he's starting to really come to the forefront now.
I think we kind of mentioned it last night. We've seen many a week where we've spoken about one or two players, and then
140.
someone like Cameron Carolissen can just creep up from under the radar and then suddenly go home and take the jackpot. Well, he isn't going to go home if he wins this week. He'll be staying for another 6-7 days.
140.
But he's the type of player that, in terms of a one-off game, a one-off best of 7, he could be dangerous for anybody.
99.
And ultimately, that's what the end of the week comes down to. One best of 7 game. Everything else in terms of form, guys, consistency, just throw it out the window. He's the type of player in a one-off game could beat anybody.
And that
134.
is why you
Gemma,
called
you require
Cameron
170.
Crystal Palace.
Because he could beat Manchester City in a one-off game and then have to argue which competition he needs to go in
98.
tomorrow night.
Cameron, you require 167.
I won't ask you who Nottingham Forest is because that might not be a very popular subject.
60. Gemma, you require 72.
Well, Gemma's just upped it in terms of a scoring here. The old 36-36.
Game shot in the third
And that,
leg.
a
Gemma
15
Hayter.
darter to get her on the board for the evening.
Fourth leg is Cameron to throw first. Game on. $85. $140. $42. $96. $96. $79.
I think a lot of credit has to be given to Gemma Hayter, not just for the performance she's putting in here, but
100.
how she's really handled herself in this Group B. It's a very tough Group B. When you look at the players beneath her at the moment, Robert Thornton and Charlie Martin just shows the quality at which she's been playing
60.
so far. And here, just averaging around about the 92 mark, where she's been hanging out for the majority of the game. But you do feel needs to land a big moment. May need to land this 1-2-6 if she's going to get back in the game. You feel it's not going to come from a slip or a mistake of
100.
Cameron. He seems
Gemma,
far
you
too
require
solid.
126.
It's going to have to come from a bit of magic.
98. Cameron, you require 78.
So 78 for Carolissen to move himself 2 clear in the contest. 2 in his hand, a double 12. Double 6. Well, that was probably the first night we had some issues when it came to his doubling, and that becoming a little bit apparent there. So Hayter from 2-0 down to square up at 2-2. Unable to locate either double 14 or double 7.
12.
That was the chance, you feel. Cameron missing a couple of darts at a double. We said earlier, you may get a chance. You're rarely going to get 2.
Game shot in the 4th leg. Cameron Carolissen.
Carolissen moves 2 clear. 3-1 to the good.
5th leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on.
She had chances here, hasn't she, Gemma Hayter? That probably the biggest one of them all. 3 darts for a level game. Get the throw back.
I've actually also had a look on ChatGPT as to who AI thinks is the best commentator here at the Super Series.
100.
Glenn Durrant is the is AI's favourite commentator at the Super Series. They actually did a tier list of commentators. Glenn Durrant, followed by Paul Nicholson, Chris Mason, Mark Webster, who's never commentated here, Matthew Edgar, and Chris Murphy. I don't even make the list!
43.
Take note, Henry, take note.
I am never, ever
25.
looking at ChatGPT again after that.
Or you could just learn.
Oh, I'm beyond saving, pal. Don't worry about that. In too deep now.
59. $122.
I think this is going to be a interesting
89.
cycle, really, for Gemma Hayter. I say interesting year. That's because for me, I believe that the women's tour year really is match play to match play, isn't it? That's the big one. Yes, you've got the opportunity of the 1 year tour getting you into Ali Pali, but for that tour and that cycle, it begins now. And I think Gemma Hayter's making some interesting strides here. And
58.
I think off
Gemma,
the back
you
of that
require
match play
71.
appearance, she really does get a sense of belonging now.
And sometimes you do need just that one experience of being up there to realize, right, this is what it's all about. I
Cameron,
know
you
what I can
require
strive to do. And
152.
as we said last night, still in a provisional position for the World Championship because of Beaugre's defeat at the match play. It's actually opened up an extra space for female play because of the Dev Tour and a positioning
43. Gemma, you
on
require
that particular
40.
order of merit. To keep this game going, double 10.
Game
No
shot in the
mistake,
5th
back to
leg,
3-2.
Gemma Hayter.
Carolissen now with the darts to see the contest through.
I think if
Sixth
there's
leg
one
is
thing,
Cameron
though,
to
that you can
throw
just see
first.
at
Game on.
times, there's just that frustration, isn't there? But frustration during a positive moment. We lauded in the afternoon sessions David Davies for how he responded to his Group A upset and disappointments.
125.
And how, with David Davies, it wasn't, well, I'm winning now, why didn't I win earlier in the week? It's, I'm winning now, I'm playing better.
43.
Look forward, look at now. And you could see Gemma Hayter when she took out that double 10 there, just almost a frustration as if to say, where have you been? It doesn't matter that it hasn't been there. The fact it's here now is the important thing. It keeps the game
41.
alive.
Yeah, ball still in the court, Carolissen, but if Hayter breaks back, she'd have the darts in the next to see this game through.
95.
Charlie Martin will take on Robert Thornton in the third game. Robert, the only player we're yet to see so far on this Friday night's flighting.
123.
Be interesting to see how he gets on as well. And it did pick up a win yesterday against Charlie
83.
Martin. Got some points on the board and give himself some hope going into this evening. And that hope could still be staying alive here if Cameron can finish the job here and keep Gemma Hayter on 4.
Yeah, do himself a huge favour. And Robert and Gemma would actually go head-to-head in Game 5 tonight as well. So all could be a changing
45
in this particular
Cameron, you
group.
require 78.
But it looks like this game may well be coming to a close. Carolissen looking at 78 to wrap up a 4-2 win and put him onto 8 points, and to put him and Danny Van Trijp seemingly in a unassailable position.
38.
Time on his side as well here. Gemma Hayter not quite found that scoring power that she's had throughout the campaign. But now leaves herself handy should
Cameron, you require 40.
Cameron make a rare slip.
Well, the question's been asked. And
Games
then
are
emphatically
analysed,
answered by Cameron Carolissen. A 4-2 win over Gemma Hayter to get his first win of the night in his opening game of the night and puts him on the cusp of qualification through. Him and Danny Van Trijp, although not mathematically confirmed, well, they're virtually there, aren't they? Coming up after the break, Charlie Martin takes on Robert Thornton.
$54. Charlie require 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
jockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's giving George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got it, the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
Welcome back to Pluto TV and the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Cameron Carolissen beat Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2. Game number 3 is a meeting between Charlie Martin And Robert Thornton, a first game of the night for Robert, a second game for Charlie, the 29-year-old from Hersham in Surrey. Up against Robert Thornton, a man who, of course, has picked up a couple of World Seniors titles, from the UK Open champ, from World Grand Prix champ, won the Double Trouble 2 title here. Great to see Robert here in Portsmouth, and it was very much a case yesterday for Robert of him getting better as the night progressed. Understandably slow at the tracks, but there was signs and there was evidence towards the end of the evening that things were just beginning to click in the right direction. Is it fair to say that we begin to expect a slightly improved version, a slightly better version, probably more appropriate to say, version of Robert Thornton tonight?
Especially because he may sense opportunity as well, Robert Thornton. He got the win yesterday, didn't he, against Charlie Martin? And he's seen Charlie Martin already on stage and get beaten 4-2 by Danny Van Trijp. He's sees vulnerability here where, for Charlie, this is it, isn't it? You have to win this game. There is no other option. You lose this game, you're pretty much done for, because Robert Thornton still has to play Gemma Hayter, which means one of those is going to reach 6.
100.
And I think as well that the parameters be different for Rob. I think yesterday was probably a case of just seeing how things were going. That was what he was saying to me yesterday, just seeing how things were going and then kind of take it from there. But maybe tonight, as you say, is probably the night where the competitor in Robert really does come out, because despite everything that did happen yesterday evening, he's banging play, and if he wins this one, then you begin to get the sense it's probably going to be between Robert and Gemma for that final spot, and you can maybe begin just to scrub out the name of Charlie Martin in terms of the race for qualification.
Well, he loses this, he's going to be 4 points away from qualification with only 4 points left to play for. And the legs difference doesn't look too healthy either at the moment. It's just not quite happened for him as of yet, but there is still time. That's the important thing right now for Charlie Martin.
Beautiful start from Robert Thornton. Clips the bullseye. It was almost like one of them that just comes off the post and in, wasn't it, in football? But he finds the bullseye, he gets the break and finds himself one up.
Okay, I said there was time for Charlie Martin. There's slightly less time now.
So what you're saying is because he's lost one more leg, it means the time that he had previously is just slightly less as a consequence.
Don't think that quite needed explaining, but thank you.
Well, clarity is a very important process. I need to clarify everything in my mind.
58.
I get why people think I'm like Will Mackenzie off the In-Betweeners now.
I think you're highballing yourself there, to be honest.
60. $125.
He's looking so much better already, isn't he, Robert Thornton? He's looking more focused
60.
on that area around the board. Yesterday, looking around the room a little bit distracted, sort of taking in things that are away from the stage.
20.
We can have a look at the floor, because there's a couple of his darts down there. I mean,
140.
technically it was only 6 points, but
Could have been 120 points for all he knows. It's still as frustrating as anything else, but well, it's also, well, he's left himself on a bogey, so Martin 6 darts and 160 to square this game up at 1 apiece.
Well, in the clarity that you like, it couldn't have been 120 points because the dart he knocked out was already in the treble 1.
Ah, so it could only have been 62 points.
And if he knocked it out of the treble 1,
38.
he must have hit the treble 1. So it
require
was 6.
77.
Ah, yes, okay. I think I'm getting it now.
37. Robert, you require 124.
So forward to looking at 1, 2, 4.
56. Charlie, you require
Well, this is where
40.
Charlie Martin has found strength on the doubles.
Game shot in the second leg. Charlie Martin.
I just wish this was on the old Yorkshire board, won't he? He'd probably found
Third
quite a
leg,
lot of
it's
success
Charlie
on that.
to
But
throw
that should be a
first.
specials
No.
week, shouldn't it? Different dartboards of the world.
Well, you could do the Yorkshire board week. I'll be off on holiday somewhere.
45.
Where you going? Gosport? Waterlooville?
Hey, I've got some
81.
some holidays coming up.
$58. $140. $85. $60. $140.
Now, Matthew, in the next leg, something very emotional is going to happen.
43.
The last tungsten teaser of Super Series 11 is going to be read out.
Yep. I can see why you say that emotional, because most people start crying the
133.
second you do it.
Tops left for Charlie to
59.
open up a 2-1 lead
Charlie,
in this
you
game.
require 40. No score.
Well, that's been his strength,
Robert, you
hasn't it?
require 118.
And just wasn't there. That second one had a lot of air on it, didn't it? End up hitting the actual number. Oh, no.
Oh.
Right on the wire. A
94.
fine effort there for
Charlie, you
Robert
require
Thornton.
40.
Grazed the wrong wire, and it gives Martin 3 more.
These are all over the place, aren't
No
they? These aren't
score.
thrown with any conviction. These
Robert,
are
you
hopeful
require
darts.
24.
These are throw it in the area and hope something lands. That's thrown with conviction.
Game
Yes,
shot
it
in the
is
third
in,
leg,
Robert.
Robert Thornton.
George Baker wasn't even certain, was he?
He was doing a Billy Bowden, wasn't he?
Fourth leg is Robert to throw
Is this the point where I have to
first.
ask you
Game
who Billy you asked me who Billy Bowden is?
Yes.
So Billy Bowden was a very famous cricket umpire. He umpired the
58.
2005 Ashes series between England and Australia. And he used to pause before giving out. And he had a crooked
100.
index finger. And basically, he'd wait and wait and wait. He was a Kiwi umpire. He actually played first class cricket, very good
58.
cricketer, but unfortunately had arthritis, which ended his career. And he used to wait and wait and wait and wait. And there was a famous moment involving, I think it was Ricky Ponting at Edgbaston.
49.
The crowd are waiting and waiting on this LBW. And then just slowly but surely this crooked finger goes up in the air and about 15,000 people go mental.
Do you know what? I can really see the relation there
70.
between that and Robert Thornton versus Charlie Martin.
15,000 less people in here for that. By choice, by the way.
58.
Anyway, do you want the last tungsten teaser of the series?
Not really.
You're going to get it anyway. It's like that thing from, Barry from EastEnders. Going to do it anyway. So, this is the end of Super Series 11. In the 11 series we've had, how many
140.
different players have played at the Super Series?
No one's going to get that.
125. Charlie, you require 154.
That's like how many sweets are in the jar type of question, that.
44. Robert, you require 65.
It's meant to be fun. Have some fun guessing as Thornton looks a 3-1 at tops.
25. Charlie, you require 110.
Well, to continue the break of throw being the pattern of play.
Double 15.
Shot in the fourth
Well,
leg,
at points
Charlie
in this
Martin.
game, Charlie Martin's been struggling to hit anything in terms of his doubling, and then finds the first double plus check out of the night. The 110
leg
goes,
is Charlie to
and credit
go
has to go
first.
where credit's
Game
due. He levels up at 2-2.
Yeah, a bit of quality that was.
Yeah, 100%.
140.
And he is very much a rhythm player, confidence player, and it wouldn't surprise you now if he goes on a bit of a streak.
180.
Talking of streaky. Maxi.
83.
I always thought quiz questions, though, were supposed to be something that
43.
actually challenged you rather than just be a complete guess.
Just, do you have to, kibosh my idea?
If you went down your local quiz night and they said, if we got everyone's shoe size in this room and added it
81.
together, what would it be? Would you be happy with that question?
If it was a bonus point question, it was closest to, then yes. Why do you have to jettison every idea I've ever had?
60.
You've got no idea what jettison means, do you? There's,
42.
that's your tungsten teaser for the night. I'm assuming you're not playing the game.
37.
Not tonight.
Charlie, you require 155.
Nothing changes there.
Maybe next time.
That'll be in season
59.
12. Oh, well, that is 120 on the floor. And he cannot believe it, Robert Thornton.
It's actually
Charlie,
left him
you
on a no
require
finish as well.
96.
That's the big thing. That's the big story. He's gone from being on a finish to not being on a finish. Meaning Charlie Martin now has got 6 starts. You know he's got 4 at the outer
Game
ring.
shot in the
He
fifth
only
leg,
needs
Charlie
1.
Martin.
What a turn of events that was. This whole game could have just unravelled in the matter
Sixth
of
leg, it's
3
Robert
darts
to throw
apiece.
first. Game on.
Because if he hits and gets those 120 points, he's on a single to double combo. And now he must be thinking, what could be, what might
41.
happen. And all of a sudden, it places a huge importance on the Thornton Hayter game.
Do you know what I really like about that? The ruthlessness of Charlie Martin.
93.
You can't stand there playing the theatrics, oh mate, I'm so sorry for you, oh I'm gutted, and getting drawn into that. He knew he had a job to do, and he just went up and did it.
43.
I quite like that.
I say he's a real rhythm player, is
140.
Charlie, and once something just goes his way, he can really build up ahead of stride, and that's exactly what he's doing here. Smelling the opportunity, looking to take it, but Thornton's not going to
180.
make it easy for him. It's like midway through the match, we've subbed an imposter off and then
75.
brought Charlie Martin onto the stage, because there's been 2 completely different halves to his performance in this match.
140.
But Thornton with a good leg on throw, 97 left after 12. And this time all the darts sticking in the
60.
board
Robert, you require
to take us all the
97.
way to a last leg decider. Double top. 2 10s.
77. Charlie, you require 133.
Martin able to take out the 133,
97.
so Thornton
Robert, you require
back for
20.
double 10 to take us all the way to a last leg decider.
10.
It's not there.
Charlie, you require
And so Martin
36.
looking at double 18 to complete a 4-2 victory.
Game
And double
start,
18
and
is
the
got.
match,
Charlie Martin, you sense, had to win that game. And that is exactly what he's done against Robert Thornton, for whom his week, you feel, is dependent on a game against Gemma Hayter in match 5. Martin 4, Thornton 2, Carolissen Van Trijp next. Well, Danny, that was Cameron Carolissen attempting a 170 finish there ahead of his game against Danny Van Trijp. Before the break, we saw Charlie Martin beat Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 2. That was the third game of the night, and the third game to go by a 4-2 score. In matter of fact, you know how much I like trends, Matthew Edgar, don't you? I'm a very trendy guy. The last 6 games have all gone by a 4-2 scoreline. How about that?
Okay, well, I'll take your 4-2 scoreline and I'll raise you. It went 4-2 with the throw, 4-2 against, 4-2 with.
It's Cameron to throw first. Yeah. Game on.
If that's the case, then Danny is going to win this game by 4 legs to 2, if you believe in patterns. But he doesn't even realise the game's about to start.
Didn't realise the game was about to start. Didn't realise who was throwing first. He was, as my dad would say, all over the gaff.
60.
Be interesting as well to see how he starts this game, because a lot of players will have patterns and routines. And
26.
26 there tells you everything, doesn't it? Because a lot of people will have something when they know it's the last 6 darts that they will go through a certain routine. A lot of people go at the bullseye. They may go up and down the board as in double 3 bull tops, double 11
60.
bull double 6, just across the horizontal and vertical lines. But I think Danny was engaging in a bit of chitter-chatter and missed the call.
85.
May mean he's going to start a little bit slower than normal.
Very friendly guy is Danny once you get to know him. Maybe just a little bit too friendly there.
180.
Well, we know a couple of things. Danny will warm into the task as the game goes on, and the other thing is he's probably not
81.
going to have a sip of his glass of water.
Yeah, he's not exactly the biggest subscriber to Portsmouth's finest spring water, is he? So much so that I actually followed his
45.
trend and I went to a supermarket and bought a bottle of water from a supermarket.
59. Cameron, you require 156.
Well, Carolissen unable to take out the 156.
96.
But he has got plenty of time on his side to take out this opening leg.
100. Cameron, you require 60.
A slow start from Van Trijp. The bonus is that he's going to get caught out a little cold here, but it's not going to cost him his throw.
Game shot in the first leg.
All things
Cameron
considered, it was
Carolissen.
probably more likely that Cameron would have won that leg.
Well, the winner of this game
Second
will
leg is
guarantee
Danny to throw
qualification.
first.
You
Game
think
on.
it's highly unlikely one of these or both of these won't make it through, but the winner would absolutely dot the I and cross the T in terms of
60.
getting them into the Saturday night showdown.
$100. $60.
Well, we're saying about Danny Van Trijp not looking as settled at the start of this game as normal, but
140.
Cameron is stepping it up again here. He's really showing his class and his quality.
100.
Yeah, these two are kind of poles apart so far in the opening leg and a half of the contest.
60.
But that treble score has just opened up the door for Danny if he can find a couple of big trebles himself.
But this is on the Van Trijp throw, and yet it feels like
91.
he's chasing.
$84. $60. Cameron, you require 170.
Carolissen looking at 117 to get the break and open up a 2-0 lead. Found the treble. Double top.
Game
Oh,
shot on the second
yeah.
leg. Cameron
That was
Carolissen.
so cool. So crisp from Cam. From
Third leg
first
is
start
Cameron
to the
play
other.
first. Game on.
To the final one. It was just hit with sheer conviction. And Carolissen 2-0 to the good.
140.
It's almost like, Matt, Danny Van Trijp's still in the practice room. Has not turned up at all in this game.
And that's why I said at the start of
26.
this game, like straight away, the fact that he wasn't quite ready, didn't go through the routine. Those last few darts are vital, not just for physically preparing yourself, but mentally preparing yourself for the game. And he'll feel like he's completely unsettled here. Not only that, he's having to go up against Cameron, who is finding the performance of the week so far, averaging 104.37. 2 maximums, a 117 finish. Every box is being ticked right now and highlighted.
Scott Mitchell's not here.
40.
Well, the trend of 4-2s look like they're coming to an end in this particular game, unless
140.
Danny Van Trijp can get a bit of a move on here. Because Carolissen has got all the time he wants to move 3-0 to the good, and then to move himself to within a leg of winning this game. And to qualify through with the utmost comprehension.
58. $55. Cameron, you require 83. $43.
Tops left, but what can Van Trijp do by way of a counter-attack?
121.
Well, he leaves
Cameron,
himself-
you require 40.
On a 2-digit number, but leaves himself still on a 3-figure out. Or 3-dart out, sorry, shall I say. Well, I think everybody's expression was the same with that first dart, wasn't it? Only one in hand, a double 16.
24.
Never looked likely,
Danny, you
did it?
require 99.
No, and these are the points that can really turn games. Danny Van Trijp's not really been in this game at any point. Looking for the Iron Man there.
39. Cameron, you require 16.
This for full control.
Game shot in the third leg. Cameron
Leg away
Carolissen.
from confirming his place through. Cameron Carolissen
Fourth
is
leg
making
is
light
Danny to throw
work of
first.
Danny Van
Game
Trijp
on.
so far.
I think Danny Van Trijp may be also aware of the performance of Cameron, certainly when he was running over the 100 average, because he even said in the interview earlier, didn't he, that Cameron tends to play his best darts against him. And there was probably a point where Cameron was running around about the 104 where he thought, oh, here we go again.
100.
Well, we've mentioned it in the past, haven't we, about his astuteness, Matt. Danny Van Trijp. He's a
135.
very, very street smart player. Somebody that understands the game. He's a real student of the game, is Danny. Gets everything, understands everything,
83.
and almost wants to understand every opponent he plays against. Wants to know their strengths, wants to know their weaknesses.
$88. $140. Danny,
Well,
you
it's Danny who's got 6 darts to win this particular leg. Now, one of them doesn't go, but he has got time to his aid.
Something we haven't said at all in this
86.
game so far. In fact, one thing we haven't said as well, Danny Van Trijp to have a dart at a double. That you feel is about to change.
Yeah, he's got plenty of... Well, he's got a visit at least to
60. Danny, you
get
require
something on the board
52.
in this game. Looking at 52. There's only going to be one. And who knows, it could be the only one he gets because we've already seen Carolissen take out the 117 in this game.
Just a very sloppy performance here, very uncharacteristic from Danny van Trijp. He could be punished with a 4-0 defeat.
94. Danny, you require 20.
To keep the game going, double 10 for van Trijp. One more left at double 5.
Game shot.
Just about
Danny
keeps
van Trijp.
himself in the game. Just about.
5th leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on. $60. 100. 180. 100.
So, Cam, 6 darts away from the win.
$100.
Well, van Trijp needs a 140 just to level the score.
Just to give him some hope, because
60.
without that
Cameron,
140,
you require 161.
Cameron now knows 6 darts minimum. He's got a setup play. He doesn't have to chase down the bullseye.
Never really got started for Danny. Well, it all began with the whole shenanigans before a dart was thrown. He never
87.
really settled, did he, from that point onwards. And Carolissen just kept his head down and done his job as well as he possibly can. And he's got an opportunity now to win it with his 74 checkout. And he's going to get 2 darts in his hand at double 16. Now up to double 8.
66. Danny, you require
Well, if Danny's going to keep this game going, he's going to have to find something in 3-figure range. But the 101 isn't going to be that.
53.
And so Carolissen,
Cameron, you require 8.
to send himself through. Well, Cameron Carolissen has qualified for Saturday night. The Javelin has vaulted his way into the showdown here at the Super Series. A warm embrace between the pair at the end. These two have become real close pals this week. They're actually sharing a house this week. But they'll be hoping to share the spoils in terms of qualifying through this Saturday. But it's Cameron Carolissen who has crossed the line first. Coming up after the break, Robert Thornton takes on Gemma Hayter. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus
And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison! The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor! One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Carolissen was the first player to confirm his place through to Saturday night's final through Group B, having got the better of Danny van Trijp by 4 legs to 1. This game a crucial one in terms of who may well get through in the third position in this group, as Gemma Hayter and Robert Thornton go head to head. This is the midway point of the night, and we could be in a situation where we have 3 players on 4 points in third, fourth and fifth position. Danny van Trijp on 8.2 would pretty much be there without having the mathematical certainty. And Carolissen, who would be definitely through with there being no mistake about it whatsoever. Be an intriguing one, this, Matt. And if we're going to be honest about things, it might be a tough game to pick and choose on paper.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Robert Thornton will probably feel a little bit hard done by, won't he, in the
85.
reflection of that defeat to Charlie Martin. He was in a decent position and had 120 points on the floor, which really did feel like a turning point. Charlie Martin, from that
60.
point, just stepped his game up, where Robert Thornton just dwelled for a couple of moments. And in this short format game, you do
96.
not get much time to get over those sort of things. So I think on reflection, on the balance of play, you'd probably make Robert Thornton favourite here.
100.
But if Gemma Hayter can tighten those doubles up, she could run away with this one. Lots of questions, not many answers right now.
121. 28. Robert, you require 101.
101 for Thornton. Well, the single one is not the worst accident in the world, and that second dart wasn't too far away. Wanted to give another glancing look to see whether it was in or not.
81.
But he's got plenty of time on side. Double 10 when he returns.
$140. Robert, you require 20.
Double 10 for Thornton to take the first leg. Double 5.
Game shot in the first leg.
And
Robert
it is
Thornton.
1-0 to the Thorn. First blood to the Scot.
Second leg is Gemma to throw first. Game on.
I get the sense that if Gemma
54.
doesn't make it through this evening, that she may feel as if it might have been a bit of an opportunity miss for her.
She's had chances, hasn't she?
140.
She had lots of chances, lots of opportunities. If she doesn't get through, it'll be one of those in reflection where it was in her hands and she's let it slip through the fingers. But there's still lots of darts to go here. Still in a very good position.
$81.
And we'll play in the very last game of the night as well, but that will be against Danny.
Well, both Robert and Jim have got to play Danny van Trijp, which actually puts him still in a little bit of a
42.
vulnerable position, because if he loses both of them, and Gemma and Charlie have a good end to the evening, it could get
138.
a little bit sticky.
$96. Gemma, you require 124.
He's almost there, Danny. Every mathematical equation has to go wrong for him not to qualify through. But there is still an equation where he can go home.
56.
It relies on Gemma
Robert,
winning
you
this
require
one,
142.
Charlie winning the next one, Robert winning the one after that, Charlie winning the one after that,
42. Gemma, you require
and then Gemma winning the one after
68.
that. Level this game up. Double
Robert, you
top does
require
not go.
100.
I feel this is one of Robert Thornton's favourite sort of finishes, because that allows him to have 2 darts at his favourite double. He's overpitched it on that occasion.
60.
Finds it with the last,
Gemma,
leaves
you
it handy.
require 20.
Should Gemma Hayter have more mistakes on the outer ring?
Game shot in the second
Of which
leg.
there's not.
Gemma
And so
Hayter.
we are all square at 1 apiece.
Third leg is Robert to throw first. Game on.
Grouping's a lot better, isn't it, tonight for Robert Thornton? Was sort of spraying them round a little bit, was sort of struggling to get full extension of the throw, and that comes when you have a bit of time
58.
off, where you just sort of loop at the dart a little bit, and the dart's just nosediving in that sort of last 20% as they approach the board.
140. $55.
Well, this is quietly becoming Robert Thornton's best performance of the week so
100.
far. Just beginning to find something a little here. Average just under 90, and it just looks a little bit more fluent as well from the form.
60. Robert, you require 121.
Is he finding the right things at
Game
the
shot in
right
the third leg,
times?
Robert Thornton.
He's found the 1-2-1, and that could be a bitter
Fourth
blow
leg
to
is
Gemma
Gemma to
Hayter's
throw
hopes,
first. Game on.
but a big boost to his.
And the rhythm and the pace and the flow and the fluency of everything that Robert Thornton just did there
140.
just felt so assured, didn't it? Felt so normal. Look at him go. This is quality.
180.
He's clicking. He is clicking. And I tell you what,
55.
if he's beginning to find this now, and he can begin to find this on an all too consistent basis, this could be problems to a lot of people.
$57.
And the other thing as well is, Robert is playing this week with the absolute free roll. Look, of course he has this burning will and desire to win.
59.
But this week he's not come here with that, let's get to Champions League. This is a, let's see what it's all about. And actually maybe just
125.
playing with this air of freedom just could make him a little bit more dangerous if he can find something similar or akin to this on a little bit
60.
more of a consistent
Robert, you
basis.
require
Because we know the quality's
139.
there. Is it just beginning to all just swing into motion a little bit more? And because, as you mentioned, and you rightly
59.
mentioned it at the end of last night, because he picked those couple of points up right at the very end of the session, it gave him that extra bit of leeway, didn't it?
Well, before a dart was thrown
29.
this evening, Robert
Robert, you
Thornton had
require
won one game.
80.
He was on 2 points, bottom of the table. But yet the odds compilers had him as 5th favourite to win the week.
Game shot.
That's
in the fourth
why.
leg, Robert Thornton.
Such a quality that Robert Thornton can pull out at any moment, winning legs 12 and 15 in the last
Fifth
couple.
leg, it's Robert to throw first.
Look at this,
Game
all
on.
the numbers good. 3 from 5 on the outer ring, 27 darts to win the last 2 legs. A 180, a 121 checkout. It's all adding up to a
44.
92 average right now for Robert Thornton.
Well, that the leg by leg. And that just a demonstration of where Robert's really bringing the levels up to.
41. 81. 100. 100. 60. Gemma, you require 140.
To save the match. 6 starts from here. She's doing the setup turn well. And actually,
100.
this could be up there, one of the best legs we've seen in this contest, leaving a double after 12. Potential 13 darter on offing
Gemma,
here.
you require 40.
And when you consider the context of it, 3-1 down.
Fifth leg, Gemma Hayter.
And being outplayed by Robert. Full credit goes where credit's due.
Sixth leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on. $43.
Yeah, I was just trying to work out the maths there. And I was working out there, if Robert Thornton won that leg, I think he'd have jumped into a qualifying position. Could have swooped the entire field. That's how tight this group is. Robert Thornton could have gone bottom to
44.
third. Gemma Hayter resisting the challenge. But still, a lot of work to do if she's going to resist the charge of Robert Thornton here in the pursuit of the points.
134.
She has done, though, what we said and suggested that Gemma Hayter needed to do in this game, and that's tighten up those doubles. 2 from 3. I suppose the issue here has been that she's not had the same level of scoring power that she's had throughout the entirety of this game, or the entirety of this group. She's just not putting it all together. It's either the scoring's there and the finishing's not, or the finishing's there and the scoring's not. She's got all the pieces, she's just not making the puzzle.
Which will be puzzling.
140.
But as I mentioned, the big problem is Robert Thornton's the player at the bottom of the group. He's the player that's just beginning to show signs.
60.
Which might make the defeat to Charlie Martin now even more frustrating contextually.
43. Robert, you require
Well, this
86.
is for the match and for a 4-2 win. And he's got plenty of time. Doesn't have to chase the ball. Not going to chase the ball.
46.
Just going to leave himself safely on tops to complete the match.
45. Robert, you require
Well, that frustration
40.
probably sums it up for Gemma Hayter.
Game shot and
Tops
match,
on
Robert
a
Thornton.
pinhead, and that was much more like it for Robert Thornton. Real purple patch in the middle of that game, averaging the end of 88.3 for the doubling 4 from 6. A 1-2-1 checkout and a real smile and a joke between the pair at the end of that one. Thornton 4, Hayter 2, Martin Carolissen's next.
$54. Charlie require 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage, approaching the Yoki with a chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Gave wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie,
Threw the entire body into that one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy. Couldn't get the job done.
The match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. For the break, Robert Thornton beat Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2. Before that, Carolissen beat Danny Van Trijp 4-1. Charlie Martin 4, Robert Thornton 2. Hayter 2, Carolissen 4. Van Trijp 4, Martin 2. This is how the table looks at the halfway point of the night. Carolissen 10 points, Van Trijp 8. Hayter, Martin, Thornton all on 4 as we head into the next game between Martin and Carolissen. And Matt, I'm intrigued about your thoughts ahead of this one because this is huge for Charlie, isn't it?
Time's running out. And with Robert Thornton's level of performance starting to rise, Charlie Martin is going to have to respond. And the problem here is he's going up against a player in Cameron who's already qualified. He's playing now with freedom and enjoyment, but now playing for the cash. Not just playing for that qualification spot. He's trying to top the table. He wants the extra money, the extra pounds that will go into the pocket, which means he's not really the player you want to be playing right now, especially if you're Charlie Martin chasing things down. But we kind of felt before a dart was thrown that Cameron and Danny Van Trijp would be booking their place through to Saturday night.
Charlie to throw first. Game on.
And we thought there'd be a battle for third place. Well, 6 games played. Position 3, 4 and 5 are all on 4 points, separated by just one leg.
100.
It couldn't be any tighter for what potentially could be the third spot in this group.
41. 100. 100. 60.
So the other thing you've got to give Charlie Martin a lot of credit for tonight, and a real big development in his game. Last night was spraying darts around that area, wasn't it? A lot of 5s, a lot of 1s. Tonight, much more straighter, much more down the line, which is why
140.
he's finding that the game's getting tighter, and why he found that success in the game against Robert Thornton, which, as things have now told us, that was a vital win.
57.
You've played pundit a few times this week already, Mr. Deacon. Why don't you do it again? I'm going to pose you the question. Gemma Hayter, Charlie Martin, Robert Thornton. Which one of the 3 do you think is in?
Well, I've listened enough to you pundits to know that you don't make predictions and sit on the fence, so I'm going to do exactly the same.
140. Cameron, you require 80.
Carolissen looking at 80 to get the breaker throw and open up a 1-0 lead. Do you know what? I will give you an answer. I was only playing with you. Do you know what? I'm going to go Robert.
64.
I
Charlie,
think
you
he may have
require
just
44.
clicked. And Robert's the type of player that won't click for one game and then go off the ball. I just wonder whether that's the beginning of something.
Game shot in the first leg, Charlie Martin.
But that man there, Charlie Martin, is a man that's got real resolve about
Second
him.
leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on.
And showed real resolve there to take the opening leg.
I think that's a fair shout. Robert Thornton looking to have momentum on his side right now.
97.
Looking to be improving as things go.
$60. $78. $180.
There's been a lot of credit, hasn't there, been thrown around this evening. Get ready to throw some in the direction of Charlie Martin.
80.
Yeah, more credit being thrown tonight than an American bank in the 1920s.
123.
Well, it's not too late, is it, to find that level of performance, and that's what Charlie Martin's looking for right now. And I suppose in the battle he's in with Gemma Hayter and Robert Thornton, this isn't just a case of can I win games, it's what can I win them by.
100. Charlie, you require 138.
He does have a head-to-head clash with Gemma Hayter. That coming up after Robert Thornton versus Danny Van Trijp, which is your next game.
98. Cameron, you require 146.
Things going to get very, very interesting to see who will be the final six to battle out for the final space.
But the one thing that Charlie can do is, because he's playing first, can send out a statement of intent. However, if he loses, then it could be a bit of a problem. And this could be a bit of a problem.
120.
And I tell you what, he would have
you require 40.
felt a bit twitchy at the back of the stage, seeing Carolissen going for the double 13 there over the back of the 146. And this all of a sudden becomes a huge dart
32.
and could be a huge
Cameron,
miss.
You require 26.
Double 6. Just below the target, he's just missed.
14. Charlie, you require 8.
A reprieve. An opportunity, a second chance. These have not what has been coming the way of Charlie Martin so far.
Game shot in the
He
second
gets it
leg.
last
Charlie
starting hand.
Martin.
That would have been panic. That would have been thrown with hope and almost
Third
close
leg
your
is
eyes.
Charlie to throw
Hope it lands
first.
in. Hope you
Game
get the
on.
game shot called by George Baker.
Seems to be a famous name for referees, George.
100.
Go on then. Let's name some famous George referees.
George Noble,
There's one.
George Baker.
Go on,
100.
still waiting for another one. Because you said that as if there was about 10 Georges you was going to reel off, and I can only think of one.
57.
There's not many of other names, is there, like in terms of referees? There's never been loads of referees called Mark or...
180.
There's Marco.
You got Marco Meyer. Yeah, that's game shot.
When did he turn American?
59.
He's down under at the minute, is our pal Marco.
Sounds like he's from Texas by your accents.
Should hear my
91.
Colin Hammond impression. Carolissen 130 to
83. Cameron,
bring
you
it back
require
to
130.
2-1. Doesn't have to chase, which is why he went across.
90.
And he leaves himself tops after 12. Really good leg this from Cameron. Took a couple of legs to get going, but looks like he's just beginning to find that scoring power all of a sudden.
44. Cameron, you require 40.
It's double 10.
20.
Clips the wire,
Charlie,
and
you
so
require
Martin returns, looking at 158 to open up a 3-0 lead in the game. Can't be done now, and so Carolissen back for double 10.
100. Cameron, you require 20.
2 10s. 2 5s. And so Martin hit, and also, not just has he got a chance to leave 3-0, if he wins this
Charlie,
game by a
require
big
58.
scoreline, that means that Gemma and Robert are forced not just to win games, but they know they're also going to have to win emphatically as well. It
Game
puts
start
that
the
kind
third
of
leg,
scoreboard
Charlie
pressure
Martin.
on. Charlie Martin 3-0 to the good against Cameron
Fourth
Carolissen.
leg,
And
it's
remember
Cameron to throw
yesterday,
first.
the player to deny Cameron Carolissen for completing the card was Charlie Martin. Cameron missed 16 darts at a double in the middle game yesterday. Martin would win 4-2.
97.
Wasn't the excuse me, it wasn't the highest quality affair, but Charlie won it nonetheless.
43. $96. 60. 180. 27. Cameron, you require 128.
Well, nothing really happening here for Charlie Martin. So you'd assume Cameron going to get a leg on the board. He's got as much time as he needs, you feel. Just looking at the
58.
raw numbers, the averages here, there's about 15 points difference in favour of Cameron.
This is why darts can sometimes be a stupid game.
41. Cameron, you require 70.
And it's not as if he's been doing all the scoring and Charlie's been mopping up the pieces. He's missed 8 darts at a double. Double 8,
Game
sorry.
shot in the fourth
14
leg,
darts are back to
Cameron
3-1.
Carolissen.
Martin forced to serve this game out.
Fifth leg, it's Charlie to throw first. Game on.
Very strange when you look at the numbers, isn't it? Cameron, more 2 treble visits, more 180s, more 1 treble
100.
visits, averaging 16 points more, losing 3-1.
Goes back to the old Bobby George adage, doesn't it? Scores for show, doubles for dough.
45.
And of course, for Cameron, he's already through. So this game, of course, he wants to win it. He want to top the group, want to get the extra little bit of prize money as a result. But
140.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm saying maybe the intensity's just gone a little bit, but he's playing okay. It's one of them where, do you know what? I can't be bothered to look at the numbers. The numbers tell lies. Darting lies.
100.
Because the only thing that matters is Charlie Martin 6 darts away from winning this darts match.
60.
From here.
From here, yes. Because no matter what Cam does here, he can't leave himself a finish.
135.
But he's going to give him a good old tap on the shoulder, Eno, though.
139.
Really good setup. Really good setup because he saw his opponent was just beginning to creep up on him, and then he puts in a 2 treble visit just to reassert the authority of the leg, thus the authority in the match.
100. Charlie,
But Carolissen's going to make him work for it, that's for sure. For this to get the job done, and this is a huge win in more ways than one. Double top to round it off.
22. Cameron, you require 121.
Seen this finish famously hit against a cam in the past. But Carolissen isn't going to find the 1-2-1, and so
Charlie, you require
Martin
40.
looks at Tots to complete a 4-1 success. Mammoth moment, mammoth dart at double 10. I think he wanted the 7 there, and he strayed wide to the right. Recomposes
30.
and couldn't find.
Cameron, you require 64.
Is this a Hail Mary moment for Carolissen? Double top.
Game
Brings
shot
it back to 3-2.
Cameron Carolissen.
And I just wonder what's going to be in the psyche of Cameron Carolissen here, because
6th leg is Cameron.
he would have
to
seen
throw
his
first.
opponent make a little bit of a mess of that previous leg, a little bit of a
Game
mess
on.
of the way that he tried to finish the game off. And as a player, Matt, you know all too well, when you're in that situation, you've seen the other guy miss a few, just look a little bit fluttered towards the finishing post, you just begin to get that 6th sense again. You just begin to get that little bit of belief again, don't you?
140.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the vulnerability, you can see the weakness, and he'll know the situation as well that Charlie Martin is finding himself in here. He'll know the pressure of which he's playing with. He'd have felt it himself because he was in that Group A campaign, in that Group A battle, wasn't he, alongside Raymond Smith earlier on this week.
95. $91.
Tell me if I'm wrong here, Matt.
I'm going to preempt it and just say you're wrong.
I think he's a player, Charlie, with a lot of ability, a lot of potential, and a lot of talent.
140.
But is it also fair to say it's still just a little bit wet behind the ears in terms of there's still a lot for him to learn? But actually, if he could piece it together, there's a really good talent there.
60. Cameron, you require 126.
There's a lot more to this sport than just being able to turn over an action at a target.
Well, this is for 3-3, and this would completely change the complexion of the match.
95.
This is to win the match.
Charlie, you require 170.
It's not going to find that, and so we haven't yet had a last leg decider all evening.
59.
That trend could
Cameron, you
end
require
here.
31.
Just about in the single 15.
Game
No
shot
mistake,
the
14
sixth leg,
darts and we
Cameron
go all the way.
Carolissen.
This is a huge leg for Charlie Martin. Absolutely
Seventh and final leg is
colossal.
Charlie to throw first. Game on.
He wins this, he's in a very good position. Loses it, he finds himself a little bit vulnerable.
83.
I really like this young man, but we're going to learn a lot about him in the next few minutes or so.
$180.
Well, there was moments, wasn't there, yesterday where Charlie Martin may think he's
60.
thrown things away. The missed darts to break against Robert Thornton for the 3-2 lead. The back end of the day, one that really stands out in my mind. But this will be the one if he does not qualify for Saturday night, he will look back on 3-0 up. Although, there's not much you can do about this when Cameron's hitting you this hard.
It's going to be the leg at 3-1, isn't it? Of all the legs he's probably going to look back on.
100.
But look, Cameron has sustained this standard. We kind of said a few moments ago, didn't we, that the stats were telling a bit of a lie, but the stats are kind of equilibrated. And as a result of it, Cameron is now the player on top.
Well, you'd suggest, wouldn't you, in a longer format game, those stats at
60.
some point Cameron's going to take over. You just didn't know if there would be time.
Timing, class, quality from Cameron.
60.
And it's
Cameron,
put
you
himself
require
in a position now
121.
where he was facing match starts against him to lose 4-1. Now he's got 6 and 1-2-1 to win it. Doesn't have to chase the bullseye, which is why he heads for treble 15 to give himself a dart at double 8 to have completed the tungsten turnaround.
If he'd have come out here and just walked this game, it would have been impressive. But to come out and win it the way he potentially is going to here, I think is even more telling to the
58.
character
Cameron,
that we
you
are watching here
require
in Cameron.
8.
It's a real dejected look on the face of Charlie Martin. Because
Game
Cameron
start,
Carolissen
and
has won this game
Cameron
4-3. A game that he was trailing by 3 legs to 0. And Charlie Martin knows that that was a big opportunity passed by there. But for Cameron Carolissen, he completes the perfect turnaround. Average of 94.34. And that means that he's on 12 points. He's in a very good position. Next up, Thornton van Trijp.
Interesting. Double six.
Game
Now
shot
that
the
is the Phil
first
Taylor
leg.
route for 129.
Stephen Johnston.
That micro step to his right. I'm not even sure that step needed to be found,
Game
but he
shot
finds the
second leg,
130 on the
Scott
ball.
Campbell.
14 lead tops.
Game shot
Tops
the
has
first
got
leg.
really would arrest the situation. It's under lock and key. Yes, he
Game
has.
shot the
Go tops, tops. There's one. And there is another
John.
one.
He's going for it for a second time.
game
And he hits
shot
it to win the
and
match.
So the final team will be announced tomorrow night here at the Super Series for International Pairs 2. The action gets underway on Monday the 25th of August. Before the break, Carolissen got the better of Charlie Martin 4-3. Carolissen sweeping 4 on the spin after trailing 3-0 on the game. And so now the focus and attention is on that man in your picture there, the Fawn, Robert Thornton, taking on Danny Van Trijp, who can definitely secure his qualification for a win here. Thornton wins this, then he will move into a provisional qualifying spot. And if Thornton wins
First
this
leg, it's
heavily,
Robert to throw first.
Danny Van Trijp could still be in trouble. Because Gemma Hayter plays Charlie Martin. Gemma wins that, she's on 6 points. And then would take on Danny Van Trijp in the final game of the evening.
140.
Is absolutely not out the realms of possibility that that match could well be a shootout. It's not
100.
out of the realms whatsoever. I see why you enjoy this punditry lark, Matt.
100.
Yeah, you crack on.
I'll tell you what, for this game, we'll swap the roles. You do the play-by-play, I'll do the
60.
analysis. We'll see how it works.
Analyse that.
28.
Well, it was a little bit all over the place there from Robert.
49.
And to be fair to Danny, he's kind of found himself a little bit wanty. He got off to a really slow start. It looked like he was completely lost, didn't he? Before the game got started against Carolissen, and he was never really
140.
able to get himself together. Part of that kind of down to how good Cameron was in that contest. He's been the player of the night, the player of the group.
100.
But
Robert,
he
you
loses this
require
game.
93.
It's still up for interpretation, and we saw a better version, didn't we, of Robert Thornton in the last game.
83.
And we're beginning to see a better version of him here.
I think we've seen a good version of him all night. Yes, he lost his opening game, but I think that was down to a bit of bad fortune at the wrong time.
180.
Does like
Robert, you
top,
require
so
10.
with double 5 being next door, you
Game
think
shot
he'll be
the first
fine with it, and
leg,
he is, no
Robert
problem
Thornton.
whatsoever. Just resists that little nudge of the 180, the lights flashing.
Second leg, it's Danny to
Doesn't
throw
bother Robert
first.
Thornton.
Game on.
Those years of experience tell him that he's still got 3 darts at a double regardless. And I do think sometimes we sort of
100.
overplay that a little bit, where someone hits something to leave it, and you go, has that put the pressure on? But it hasn't changed the scenario, has it? You've still got the 3 darts at a double.
140.
It tends to be more the lesser experienced players that'll panic in that situation. Someone like Robert Thornton, absolutely not.
100.
Not going to bother him.
They're two players in terms of experience, too long in the
45.
tooth to allow things to affect him, particularly Robert, as you say. There's not a scenario that's been pitted against him in this sport, so why would he be worried about a certain scenario?
60. 100. 100. 94. Danny, you require 141. 45. Robert, you require 122.
So 1-2-2 for Thornton to double his lead to get the break. The bullseye.
97.
Gave that good
Danny,
scare.
you require 96.
But has it rattled the cage of Van Trijp? Went double, didn't get it.
56. Robert, you require 25.
17 double fours, the Thornton play with 25.
23. Danny, you require 40.
And so Van Trijp looks at tops to level up
Game
at one
shot in the
apiece
second
into the
leg,
corner.
Danny Van Trijp.
And we are back on terms in this game.
Third leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on. $96. $135. $100. $140. $58.
Game of the night so far. Playing at a good pace, playing at a good standard.
100.
Styles make fights, they say, don't they? And I think that's what we get in here. Because I think the extra bit of rhythm is just allowing them to get a little bit more fluency within the throw.
135. Danny, you require
And when you get that
126.
little bit of fluency, you can inject that bit of aggression.
Double six.
Game shot in the
Well,
third
Danny Van
leg,
Trijp
Danny
needed
Van
a spark,
Trijp.
didn't he? His night was just beginning to hit the
Fourth
rocks
leg
a
is
little, but
Danny
is
to
that
throw
the moment
first.
where the
Game
bump
on.
gets averted? 2-1 he leads, breaker throw, ton plus finish. And does that
100.
just stem the tide a little bit for Robert? This is great news for everybody else. And it keeps Charlie Martin in play, who plays Gemma Hayter.
121.
There's no reason why Charlie cannot qualify still. There's no reason why any of these three couldn't
100.
qualify. And that was the best leg of the game, a 12 darter. Honestly, Matt, we could get to a point very shortly where we may have to just
97.
draw lots and see who the final player is going to be.
I think it's going to come down to legs. I think it's going to go beyond purely points.
100.
I think the next game could be the kingmaker, you know, Hayter against Martin. Winner moves on to 6 points.
54.
If Robert loses this game, it forces him to beat Cameron Carolissen in the last. Now, Cameron has had a tendency to struggle in his
41.
last games. But I'm not sure that's going to happen tonight. I just really do not know. I've been so conflicted in my thought process all night.
59. Danny, you require 160.
Handed in your resignation to the pundit role already?
Yep. Double top for back-to-back ton plus
140.
checkouts.
Robert, you require 170.
Has to go, Matt.
Not going to. You feel this will, though, the way
42.
that Danny is
Danny,
playing
you
here.
require 20.
Averaging in the mid-90s, looking good.
Game shot in the fourth leg. Danny Van
No
Trijp.
drama, no fuss. Just sheer quality right now.
Fifth leg, it's Robert to throw first.
Yeah, best game of the night. And look, we've been a little bit critical at times of Danny this evening. But you've got to give credit where it's due. After a slow start, he's really began just to go through the gears a little bit here. And he's on the cusp of qualification once and for all.
41.
See, I wouldn't say we've been critical. I would say we just saw what we've seen tonight. You know, we haven't
123.
broken it down and sort of looked too much into the reasonings of things. It's just purely been say what you see, and it has been a big dip off
95.
at the start of the night for Danny Van Trijp. It's not been what we expected. It's not been the level he's produced up until now.
100.
This is more like it, though.
And this is the thing. We judge players based on the standards that they've set in the past. And he has set a very high standard here this week and in previous weeks he's
45.
played here. And tonight, at times hasn't quite gone to plan, but he's clicking into gear when he's needed to.
It may feel like he's closer to the finishing line than he actually is here because of the pattern of the throw will be with Robert Thornton 2 out of the 3 legs if we need all 3 of those, which means
140.
the next leg,
Robert, you require 97.
if we go there, would probably be the key where Danny Van Trijp's probably eyeing it up thinking that's the one I need to get the job done.
85.
One of those rare occasions you don't want a 180.
Well, look at that treble 1 sorted him out.
43. Robert, you require 12.
I think he probably is now a little bit resigned to the next leg. And the next leg we'll head to. Thornton brings it back to 3-2. Van Trijp has the darts to send himself through and to keep everybody in play and to keep everybody guessing.
Game on. $81.
Done that a few times there, though, Danny Van Trijp, where he's really rotated the body. Something we've not seen from him on any other game
100.
until now. Is that the context maybe surrounding this game that's just forcing him to push that little bit extra in?
100. $121. $140. $96.
Needed another. Van Trijp, 6 starts to complete a 4-2 win, which should complete his quest.
80.
Well, he's left himself on a 2 darter at least, but 60 points on the floor would have been a bit more handier. Well, it looks
48.
like it's going to be a
Danny,
battle
require
royale of which we are
100.
none the wiser as to who's going to make it through. But that was worse than a bounce out for Danny Van Trijp.
68.
Because it meant he
Robert, you
couldn't
require
finish. He's left himself on
136.
32 and hopeful that Thornton can't conjure up a 136.
80 scored.
And I'll tell you what, he gave it a good scare, didn't he?
87.
And so this to
Danny, you
secure
require
his
32.
ticket back to Saturday night at the Super Series. Double 16.
Game
Wraps
start
the
and
job
match,
up
Danny Van
and
Trijp.
completes the job for Danny Van Trijp. At times tonight it's been a little bit stuttery for the Dutchman, but he's got himself through to the Saturday showdown. He gets the better of Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 2. A real power play in the middle of the match was really the difference in that particular contest, and it means everyone's in play. And the next one's a huge one as Gemma Hayter takes on Charlie Martin. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison.
And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Double 15. And he gives them the reason to roar.
And the Week 7 Modus Super Series champion!
Champions Week gets underway on Monday morning here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's live on Pluto TV. Three more games to go. And this one's a big one between Charlie Martin and Gemma Hayter. The winner moves on to 6 points in the group. The loser finds himself in a bit of trouble. If Charlie Martin loses this game, he's out. This is his final game. If Gemma Hayter loses it, then she's reliant on Robert Thornton to lose the Carolissen. She would then have for the second chance of
First leg, it's Gemma to throw first.
playing Danny Van Trijp in game 10 of the evening session. Huge game this, Matt, and for Charlie Martin, it's his last opportunity
60.
to make real inroads in this group.
We've really been trying, haven't we, to work out the destiny of this final position and sort of trying to...
100.
This player wins, this happens, that happens. Well, now we can start to get to the real business end of this where decisions are being made. Charlie Martin, this is his last
45.
opportunity. Don't win this, we have our first player eliminated.
Eighty.
But what version are we going to get? Both players have put in some good performances, but really the one for...
140.
I think for me it really stands out is Charlie Martin 3-0 up against Cameron and ended up losing it by 4 legs to 3.
140. $100.
Yeah, I think for Charlie, I think that there's been a lot of good bits, but they haven't really been all conjoined together, have they, at the same time? But this is a really positive start for him. Gemma looking at 156, not to be on this occasion.
40.
We feel he needed a bright
Charlie, you
start
require
after leaving the stage
41.
disappointed last time, and this could be as bright as it gets here. Looking at a 5-visit
Game
leg, a
shot in the first
14
leg,
darter.
Charlie
That's a
Martin.
great start there for Charlie Martin to break the throw of Gemma Hayter.
Second leg, it's Charlie to throw first. Game on.
And the thing is, if he
60.
can come off with a win, he knows the other players have got to play. And actually, he can apply the pressure on them, knowing that he's in that third and final position. Yes, still, there's a lot of things to
60.
be decided, etc., etc. But if he can win this, he'll ask a lot of questions.
60.
Well, you said that you had no idea. I've got no idea. Nobody really has any idea. I'm going to put the three names into a computer name
140.
wheel generator, and we'll see where this lands.
I did wonder what you was
81.
doing there. Like,
And the computer generator says Charlie Martin.
60.
there is always that sort of expression that if you're undecided with two options, what you should do is you should flip a coin.
125.
Because it's not where the coin lands, it's while the coin's in the air, you'll naturally want one outcome more than the other. And when that was spinning around and I saw it going into the Martin
60.
section, I was kind of thinking I'd rather it land somewhere else. But then again, with a performance like this so far,
55.
he's going to give himself a chance. That being said, though, Gemma Hayter will have another fixture. Robert Thornton's still got another fixture. But they are against the two qualified players, the two players at the top of the table,
Charlie,
Danny
you
and
require
Cameron.
120.
It does have the feeling of a kingmaker contest. And actually, if Charlie can win it by a margin,
60.
we talk about our
Gemma,
good
you
friend Legs
require
difference.
104.
There's nothing stopping all three of them players to win in the last 3 games of the night. Hayter for a ton plus.
84.
Couldn't find the tops, and so Charlie
you
returns for
require
60.
60.
For 2-0. And what it would mean is actually, in terms of legs difference, Charlie would get the jump on Gemma. It's one in hand at tops.
20. Gemma, you require 20.
So Hayter back to level us up at 1 apiece. Up for double 5. This could be awkward, you know.
10.
The flight was in the
Charlie,
way,
you
and
require 40.
you can see where Dart Free landed. She only really had a little bit of the right-hand side of the bed to aim at.
Game shot in the second
And Charlie
leg.
finds
Charlie
the tops
Martin.
to double his lead.
Third leg is Gemma to throw first. Game on. $81. $100.
Tell us about these situations, Matt. What are they like to play in?
There's sort
60.
of two modes of which you can play it. One, you can get very edgy with it, but the other is just to actually really enjoy it. These are the moments you want to play for. This is what you practice for.
60.
You don't practice to be happily nice and calm, standing in a corner of a room somewhere having a game of darts. You practice to try and pull out the best of you in these
43.
situations, when you're excited, when you're enjoying it, when there's stuff riding on it. That's what you play for.
140.
That's why people travel the world,
140.
chasing ranking points, chasing chances, chasing pathways and opportunities.
139. $137. Charlie, you require 62.
Gemma leads herself on tops, but we've been here before with Charlie, haven't we? Opportunity for 3-0. 14
Game shot the
darter.
third leg. Charlie Martin. Fourth leg, it's Charlie.
I
to
think
throw
we'll learn a lot
first.
about the lessons
Game
learned
on.
from that previous game against Cameron Carolissen.
60.
You know, we say to players
60.
about sometimes looking back at games analytically, but not going too deep into the analytics of it. I think Charlie's got so much useful
85.
data to compact out of the last 2 days. Whatever happens here, if he makes it through or he doesn't make it through, I think he's got so much he can
58.
watch and look back and just, if he irons out a few creases, there's a player there. And I just think if he can watch this back and just take 1 or 2 of those findings,
26.
I think he comes back a better player the next time he's here.
It's on a journey, isn't he? And we can see that, and we can see in regards to the pathways at which he's going, where he wants his goals to be, what the destination he wants to get to. But he did say on the very top of his list is winning a week here. He's got to get to Saturday night first.
100.
And as you said, we've been in this position once already. Charlie Martin 3-0 up. Let the game slip. Lost it 4-3.
140.
About 25 minutes ago.
And what Charlie does want is any kind of faffage, because if this gets back to, say, 3-2, all of a sudden it gets a little bit jolty and a little bit nervy.
63. Charlie, you require
Hayter leaves herself
147.
tops. This for 4-zip. He's not going to find the 147.
73. Gemma, you require 40.
So double top for Gemma
Game
Hayter
shot in the
to
fourth
keep
leg.
this
Gemma Hayter.
game going. Just asking the question of Charlie Martin. Has the darts to bring it back to 3-2, as you rightly say.
First, game on. $125. $59. $100. $96. $45. $100. $140.
Well, all of a sudden we reach a
76.
big moment of this
require
match.
91.
91 required for Gemma to bring it back to 3-2. She's going to leave
51.
herself handy if
Charlie,
she
you
even gets a
require
look.
170.
This is for 4-1. And this is for a big 2 points. This would be some way to seal it. Second treble wasn't quite there.
100.
Every
Gemma,
leg
you
matters,
require
doesn't it, at this
40.
point of the day?
Game shot in the fifth leg. Gemma
But
Hayter.
not only that, is there possibly the thought swirling around the mind now of Charlie Martin of, oh
Sixth
no,
leg, it's Charlie
not
to
again.
throw first. Game on.
Gemma Hayter will probably be very well aware as well of what happened to Charlie Martin, because the players would have gone back into the back room and had a
100.
chat about it. They'd have been very vocal in what happened in that game. Gemma Hayter will be very well aware
85.
of the thoughts that will be going on with Charlie Martin right now about the possibility of throwing this away. There will undoubtedly now be moments of
41.
panic, moments of doubt. And you can see that in regards to the averages here, because Gemma Hayter's is starting to
140.
climb. Charlie Martin's is starting to drop to the point now that Gemma Hayter is actually averaging more than Charlie Martin, where not too long ago there was a 14-point benefit in the favour of Charlie Martin.
93.
And of course, Gemma has the darts if we head to
60.
a last leg decider.
$100.
Dunn leaves him on a finish, but Hayter can leave herself more handily poised.
$140.
Big
Charlie,
140.
you require
Leaves herself on a
167.
2-darter. Charlie Martin, what have you got? What have you got? Bullseye. Oh, he nearly had the biggest
134.
finish of the week.
Gemma, you require 76.
This is the biggest shot of the week for Gemma Hayter. She takes this, it's 3-all, she's got the throw. One more dart, a double four.
Game
What
shot
a
in the
find,
sixth
what a
leg,
hit,
Gemma
what a
Hayter.
check out. Gemma Hayter was 3-0 down. She survived a couple of match
Seventh and
opportunities
final
here from
leg, it's
Charlie
Gemma
Martin,
to
but she's
throw
now got the
first.
throw.
Game on.
to turn this one around. Look at those winning legs, 16, 16, 15. That's quality from Gemma Hayter. And it's consistent quality. For Charlie Martin, it's sinking feeling time. It's oh no, not again. He could throw away back-to-back 3-0 leads.
Which would have put him on to 10 points.
58.
Potentially. There's so much that could have happened. So much that still could happen. But Gemma Hayter's finding it here in this last leg. Absolutely no doubt that if it ends the way it may well end, it's going to crush Charlie. But Gemma Hayter stepped it up from 3-0 behind. Showing real grit and saving her best leg right for the very last.
Best performance of the group so far from Gemma Hayter, this. Absolute quality. And she's earned the time, the luxury at the back end of this leg to have at least 6 darts now to get the job done and to really give herself some hope at qualifying through to Saturday night.
When it's mattered, she has stepped up. She really has stepped up. Charlie can only hit big and hope.
100.
Finds a ton.
Gemma, you require 40.
But Gemma Hayter looks at double top. To complete
20.
the Tungsten turnaround. Now, Charlie Martin had a dart at the bull off the back of the 167 in the previous leg. Is he going to get a dart off the back of the 125? Bull. Oh, no. That probably typifies the night for Charlie.
Gemma, you require 20.
That probably sums it all up. Is this going to wrap it up? It's double 5. It's in!
And the match, Gemma Hayter.
And Gemma Hayter can breathe a huge sigh of relief. A 4-3 win against Charlie Martin, who for the second straight game had a 3-0 lead. And it did not go right for him whatsoever. Gemma Hayter is provisionally to P3, but she has to wait and see. For Charlie Martin, that is going to hurt. It's going to sting. There's no doubt about that. But I'm sure we're going to see him back in Series 12 as a better player. Coming up when we return is Cameron Carolissen against Robert Thornton. If Thornton wins this, then he moves on to 6 points, and it means it goes down to the final game of the night between Danny Van Trijp and Gemma Hayter. Join us after the break here, live and exclusive on Pluto TV.
$54. Charlie require 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Yoki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the job
Yes!
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
Well, before the break, we saw Gemma Hayter get the better of Charlie Martin by 4 legs of 3. It's a result which sees Charlie out of the race, and it means that if Cameron Carolissen beats Robert Thornton, then Gemma Hayter would join Danny Van Trijp and Cameron into tomorrow night's final. It would mean that, following all the drama, it would kind of be as we were at the beginning of the night, with the South African, the Dutchman, and the English player making it through to the finale. And it is Carolissen and Thornton that go head-to-head in this 9th match of the night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And I suppose for Robert, this is the type of environment he's so used to, isn't it? Knockout darts, because that effectively is what it is for him. If he wins this game, there's not a guarantee he does go through, but if he loses it, there's a guarantee that this is going to be his last match.
Yeah, and I think Robert Thornton's shown a lot, hasn't he, these past couple of days, and he's played some good darts, some really good
First
moments.
leg, it's Cameron to throw
that
first.
would make you think,
Game on.
in this scenario where he needs to produce, and he often steps it up, you feel like he may be able to get the job done here against Cameron, who is currently top of the table. Could still
60.
get knocked off of that top position. But we do know one thing about Cameron, and that's as the day comes to a close, the performance level
59.
just comes off the boil a touch.
$60.
So we know Carollissen's through, we know Van Trijp's through, we know Davis is through, we know Finn's through, we know Raymond Smith is through. All we need to do now is put the
96.
final rubber stamp on the final ticket through to the final Saturday of this series. The final will be
100.
this time tomorrow night, before the final week of the series, where we'll have the final of the finals.
100.
Basically, there's a lot of finals coming up.
$58. $140.
Thornton has the opportunity to
100. Robert, you require
get the opening rubber, the
106.
opening chalk in this game. 106 acquired, treble 18 does not get.
38 scored. 98. Cameron, you require 123.
It's the ball.
98.
It's not there. Thornton returns to double 4.
8. Six. Cameron, you require 25.
And actually, the more legs Robert wins by in this game as well means that the room for manoeuvre for Gemma Hayter gets less and
No
less
score.
because Thornton can still win and Hayter
Robert, you
still go
require
through,
2.
depending on how leg difference works
No
out.
score. Cameron, you
But
require
opportunities are being
25.
missed here for the Fawn, and Carolissen could capitalise. A rueful shake of the head at the back of the stage. Carolissen looks at 8-8. But
17.
neither that or fours
Robert, you
can be
require
found.
2. No score.
Oh, Robert, he says. Oh dear, he
Cameron,
could
you
be thinking
require
in a minute.
8.
Well, he's had chances, hasn't he, to get the breaker throw. The arms are lofted the side as if to say, oh, well, this one slipped me
Game
by.
shot in the
But
first
it
leg.
has
Cameron Carolissen.
slipped him by. Cameron takes the opening leg and moves a little bit closer to being the
Second
Group
leg, it's
B
Robert to throw
champion.
first. Game on.
Well, we did speak about the odds, and 11-8 may be tickling your fancy, Matt, and that 11-8 could be exactly right.
11.
Prime time tips could be working out once again.
$60. 140. $81.
Well, you get the sense that Robert needs to find a bit of a second wind here, Matt.
80.
You just get the sense that it's just about, you feel like this game is who
60.
can maybe just take the bull by the horns.
140. $100. Robert, you require 130.
130 for Thornton. 6 starts from here. Treble 10 located. Double top.
90.
Not quite there.
Would have been so ironic, wouldn't it, after the mess that Robert Thornton made of the last leg, if he was to take out something like a 130.
So double top to square
Robert, you
this
require
contest up.
40.
And plenty of time on side.
Game shot.
Clip off the
second leg,
barrel
Robert Thornton.
into the tops and back on level terms.
Third leg is Cameron to throw first. Game on. $45. $60.
I tell you what, I've completely forgot about the tungsten teaser.
We all blocked it out, to be fair, I think.
Well, do you want to have a wild guess at the how many
140.
players have played at the Modus Super Series?
417.
Oh, well, you're in the right hundreds.
95.
Our director Simon went for 512. He wasn't too far off.
100.
The correct answer? 486 players have played into the Modus Super Series. In fact,
134.
one of our backroom staff, Harvey, very hard-working member here, was about 18 off. 468, he guessed.
60.
If the graphics ever look great, give Harvey the credit.
100. Cameron, you require 156.
And if they go wrong, you can blame him as well. $156 for Carolissen. Another one of them.
140. Robert, you require 112.
This could be a huge moment here for Robert. Double top.
92.
It's kind of been his miss on
you
tops
require
tonight, hasn't it?
16.
Just going a little bit low.
Game shot in the third
Yeah,
leg.
beautifully
Cameron
taken. Double eight.
Carolissen.
Cameron 2-1 up.
Fourth leg is Robert to throw first. Game on. $100. $100. $100.
It's not even a case where a win's enough really for Robert Thornton, is it? Now he's
60.
lost a couple of legs in this one, which means the legs difference isn't going to be in his favour. So it's beyond just winning the game now for Robert Thornton. He's got to win it and hope Danny Van
43.
Trijp beats Gemma Hayter and by a score. Maybe that's why the demeanour just changing a little bit of Robert Thornton right now. Maybe thought he had to come out here and get a solid win.
58.
4-1, 4-0 maybe.
$58.
Looks a little bit resigned to fate right now.
Still an opportunity here because
60.
Cameron's not playing like we've kind of seen him all night. All he needs is a little burst here, Robert, and if Cameron stays the way he is, he could rattle off some legs rather quickly.
140.
40 needs himself on 60 to get us back level at 2-2. And Carolissen's missing a lot of darts low right now.
59.
Everything's just
Robert, you
dropping
require 60.
below the required target.
Game shot.
But that's
fourth
on
leg,
target.
Robert Thornton.
And Thornton is back on terms. It's 2 apiece.
Fifth leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on. $100. $100. $140. $96. $45. $58.
Going to need to find a break, isn't he, Robert Thornton, from somewhere, and doesn't have much time. This leg and potentially the last leg shootout, if he's going to put Gemma Hayter
100.
into bat.
$140. Cameron, you require 116.
Carolissen 116 to move 3-2 to the good. Unable to find the treble. Thornton's looking at 107 to go 3-2 up and to move 1 away.
41. Robert, you require 107.
Double 14
79.
is not quite there.
Cameron, you require 75.
69 left. Double 6.
69.
Huge dart, huge
Robert, you
miss,
require
huge opportunity
28.
beckons to Thornton.
Maybe the best opportunity he's ever going to get there. A handful of darts missed at the double 14. To break the throw, to give himself a chance. Every single leg matters.
Double 3.
Game shot in the fifth leg. Cameron Carolissen
finds a way through, squeezes through, and moves up 3-2.
Sixth leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on.
And for Robert Thornton, his week is all on the line right here, right now.
100.
Oh, that's class. Absolutely classy from Robert.
$81.
Do you remember Cameron's game
57.
against Charlie Martin?
When he was 3-0 down and 1-4-3?
When he was averaging a lot less and a lot more than his opponent, but then somehow was turning the game around.
39.
Well, Cameron Carolissen might be doing the opposite here. He's averaging in the 60s. Thornton's averaging 82. But yet it's Carolissen who's 3-2 up.
80. $60. $61. $125. Robert, you require 123.
1, 2, 3 to take us all the way to a last leg decider. Doesn't have to chase treble 18. Bull.
49. $140. Robert, you require 74.
Big find from Cameron to ask the question of Robert Thornton. 2 more darts to save his skin, to keep his hopes alive.
66.
And that could be the story of Robert
Cameron,
Thornton's
require
day. 2 from
56.
17 on the doubles in this crucial clash.
Which opens up the door for interpretation for Carolissen, who stares at tops to eliminate Thornton and to send Gemma Hayter through. Double 10. The shake of the head perhaps says it all.
And the match, Cameron
Because
Carolissen.
Cameron Carolissen has sent Gemma Hayter through. It was a spirited fight for Robert Thornton, but it is a fight which ends in vain. The Javelin wins. He moves on to 12 points in the group. He completes the cards on the second night's worth of play. May not top the group though. Depends on what we see in our last game as Danny Van Trijp takes on Gemma Hayter. Final game of the night is a meeting between Danny Van Trijp and Gemma Hayter. And on the line in this one is whether Danny Van Trijp can get to 12 points or whether Gemma Hayter can get to 8 points. Danny's going to finish second, Gemma's going to finish third, Carolissen's going to win the group, Charlie Martin's going to finish fourth, and Robert Thornton is going to finish fifth. That is the tale of the tape as far as this Group B is concerned. So we can just sit back, relax,
First leg is
at 1
Danny
o'clock
to
in the
throw
morning,
first. Game on.
feet up on the table, and enjoy, Matthew Edgar, a good old game of darts.
140. Oh. 30.
I think Gemma Hayter's going to be happy with the qualification. Of course she is. This is the target she came here with.
180.
I think, though, she may be a little bit frustrated still in regards to the doubling.
96.
But she's got an opportunity to put that right now. Show you the Saturday night. You don't have to be at your brilliant best to qualify. You just have to do enough. But this is the brilliant best here of Danny Van Trijp. He scored 490 in 9 darts.
Fair to say he's a little bit relaxed now.
85. Danny, you require 11.
Fair to say he's playing a little bit good.
Game shot in the
12
first leg.
darter.
Danny Van Trijp.
A 12 darter hit on double two. Don't see that too often.
Second leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on. $135. $45. $180.
Well, max for Gemma.
$85.
Well, what a game this is. Danny Van Trijp left 11 after 9. Gemma Hayter's left 36 after 9.
40.
Well, Danny Van Trijp
Gemma,
could have a
you
12
require
darter and not
36.
even be the best leg of the match. Could be a 10 darter here.
$28.
Well, it's the best leg of the match so far because Gemma Hayter unable to convert on that occasion. She'll get plenty more opportunities though, plenty more occasions here to
140.
level up
Gemma,
the
you
game.
require 8. Game shot.
13 darter, back we are level at 1 apiece. It's amazing what happens when the pressure's off the shoulders a little bit, isn't it?
It's Danny to throw first.
And you can just relax, go up there and chuck 'em.
60.
12 followed by 13, the leg by leg. Van Trijp averaging 96.78, Hayter 95.48.
100.
That average now ticking around 97.44.
$85. 60. 140.
Well, he's just managed to squeeze that one at the corner, hasn't he?
$100. 60. 85. Danny, you require 156. 100. Gemma, you require 156. 100. Danny, you require 56.
Double top for Danny Van Trijp, and a miss for him has
Gemma, you require
opened up the door
56.
for Gemma. It's double top. 2 10s.
46.
Chance missed.
Danny, you require 20. Game shot in the third
Van
leg.
Trijp
Danny Van
mops up
Trijp.
and moves 2-1 up.
Fourth leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on.
I'm going to make a prediction. Gemma Hayter hits a 9 in this leg.
140.
The crystal ball is broke.
45.
Must have bought it off of one of those dodgy websites.
60. 80.
Nearly skewered the referee.
140.
Of course, Danny Van Trijp.
140. Danny, you require 161. 61. Gemma, you require 56.
56 for Gemma. Double top.
Game shot in the
2-2.
fourth leg. Gemma Hayter. Fifth leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game
Danny Van Trijp has the darts in this fifth leg.
140. 100. 100. 135.
Now then, Danny. Danny boy.
$59. Danny, you require 81. $61.
Seemingly, at the minute, can't miss, can they, these two?
140. Danny, you require 20.
Double 10 for 3-2,
Game
30
shot in the fifth
data.
leg, Danny
Right,
Van
these are
Trijp.
the legs in this match. 12, 13, 19, 14,
Sixth leg is Gemma
13.
to throw first. Game on.
Brilliantly illustrated on your screen there. And those are the averages.
59.
Brilliant game. We've actually saved the best game of the group for the last game of the group.
Best game of the day.
60.
Best game of the collective of Group C and Group B.
Well, if we're going to be honest, it wasn't very much a high bar to kind of
41.
chase.
And it is the last game of the series in this format as well, because it's a
140.
little bit more knockout, isn't it, on the Saturday night? No more group darts as such.
Yes, the serious business begins tomorrow.
85.
No room for dannying around from here on in.
140.
Averaging just underneath the ton here, Danny. 99.5.
140. Danny, you require 161.
161 and plenty of time to wrap this particular contest up.
90. 100. Danny, you require 71.
So this two completes a 4-2 victory. It's one dart at double top.
31.
And Gemma Hayter
Gemma,
is
you
still
require
in this. Remember,
76.
she came back from 3-0 down in her previous game against Charlie Martin to win. Is she going to pull off another escape grab here?
60.
Not to
Danny,
be,
you
and so Van
require
Trijp.
40.
You feel she finished the job off here.
20.
But he hasn't. And Gemma
You
returns.
require 16.
Just kicking a little bit, that one, isn't it?
Game shot.
Had to
in the
go
sixth
up,
leg,
had to go
Gemma
high, goes
Hayter.
over the top of it, finds it, and everything going with throw here in what's been a quality end
Seventh and final leg. It's
to
Danny
our
to throw
final
first.
Group
Game
B
on.
game of the series.
It's been emotional, Matt, hasn't it?
That's one way of putting it.
76.
It's been a pleasure, Matt.
100. 40. 45. 100. 59. 45.
The last leg of group stage action in Series
100.
11. And Trijp pleased himself on 140 to complete a full free win.
45. Danny, you require 140.
Not to be on this particular occasion. Hayter looking at
100.
152. Van
Gemma,
Trijp's
you
left
require
himself on tops just in
152.
case.
$107. Danny, you
Well,
require 40.
Who wants it more? Van Trijp's already missed match darts. He's already missed match darts. He's missed more
30.
match darts.
Gemma, you require 45.
And the pendulum now swings in the favour of Gemma Hayter. It's double 16 to complete another comeback win.
29. Danny, you require
But it goes
10.
wide. And so they've had Trijp back for fives.
Game
And
start,
gets
and
the
match,
fives
Danny
and
Van
gets a
Trijp.
4-3 win. Well, we're going to see the pair on Saturday night. In fact, we're going to see them in opposite groups tomorrow. Danny Van Trijp wins by 4 legs to 3. Carolissen in the end, the winner of the group. And we'll be hearing from him on the other side of these commercial messages from your local supply partner. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the night's action has come to a close in Group B. Before the break, we saw Danny Van Trijp get the better of Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 3. So both of them are going to be through alongside Carolissen, who won all 4 of his matches tonight. He is the winner of Group B from 2 points from Danny Van Trijp. Gemma Hayter is in 3rd position, and she's actually going to take on Cameron in the first game of the second group tomorrow night. Charlie Martin and Robert Thornton, the 2 players to depart us. I'm happy to say that Cameron joins myself and Matthew Edgar here in the studio. First of all, Cameron, many many congratulations on making it through first and foremost, but also making it through as the group winner. You must be really pleased with some of the darts that you've played this week.
100%. I think it's been a tough week for me, but also a memorable one. It's a great learning curve for me as well, and I've enjoyed every minute of being here at the Modus Super Series. Not just the darts, but especially the lads that I've encountered with, especially Danny. I think Danny's been a great mate for me this week, and we really bonded in that aspect. But yeah, I think honestly I've learned a lot, and I feel irrespective of what happened tomorrow, I think I've gained a massive feather in my cap.
So effectively tomorrow is a little bit of a free hit then for yourself.
I'm not sure, to be honest, but look, tomorrow's finals night, I'm through. I think that was the end goal for me, just to get the experience here at the Modus Super Series. I think for any player who participates here, it's kind of that full package experience. And I kind of get to experience that, especially with the crowd being here as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
We said at the beginning of the night that if anyone's going to be the disruptor to Danny at the top of the group, it was going to be Cameron. We kind of said right from the very first start of Group B that he's the player to look out for.
Yeah, we've said what do you need, what are the attributes you need to be able to sort of win groups here, to be able to sort of turn those sort of deficits around. Composure and consistency. If you've got those two things, you'll be successful here at the Super Series. And Cameron's demonstrated those all the way through this week. Composure and consistency. And eventually what's going to happen is over a long period of time, which is what we're judging over here. Yes, it's short format games, but there's so many of them that it becomes a long format when we look at that group. And if you can put those two C's together, you're going to find success.
Is it fair to say consistency's kind of been your key strength this week?
Yeah, especially on the doubles. I mean, honestly speaking, if I do look at my past experience playing in any tournament, I look at the World Championship, I look at the World Cup itself, I think I've been a bit scruffy on the doubles. I've actually took this competition just to recompose myself on the doubles, because I know I got the game in the scoring aspect, so I wanted to focus more on the finishing, and I felt like I've done that. And like I said, it's massive growth for me as a player. So whether I come back to the Modus Super Series or any other international tournament outside South Africa, I will always feel like I'm coming back as a better player. And like I said, that's growth for me. It's a win for me, and it's also a win for the boys back home.
You mentioned it being a win for the boys back home, because I suppose the more that people like yourself, we've seen Peter Rachuri play here, Hilton Klein, obviously Devon, obviously a big example as well. I suppose the more that we see, or the more that you're able to play in things like this, I suppose the more you can take those experiences back home, and naturally the standard improves, because you guys are coming over here, you're sharing your experiences here, you bring that back home. They've got to rise up to your plate, to your level, haven't they, ultimately?
100%, and it's all about speaking about that experience. I mean, we have Carl Gabriel, who's next in line coming, I think, after the international pairs. So we've been chatting a lot, and I've been giving him insight in terms of my experience. His will be probably a bit different, because he's more of a quick fast-paced paced player, and it's just giving back and inspiring them back home. But like I said, going back home and people cheering you on and looking up to you in that regard, it's just a case of, mate, look, if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Also shows that the pathways are working as well. When we saw the announcement of the expansion of the World Championship field this year for Alexandra Palace, I remember doing a video on YouTube about this, and the comment section was quite full of people saying there needs to be more opportunity for players from Africa. And when you look at that, you look at the interview then that Matt Porter did in response to a lot of the different comments, and he said different nations and different parts of the world are at different stages of their development. And we can see that Africa is a developing nation, and we're seeing a lot of different players coming over. But it's not just about the players coming over and playing. They have to compete, they have to win, they have to be showing that success level to show that actually if we was to offer more opportunities in events like the World Championship, they'll be able to compete on that level, and that there's strength and depth within the system. And what we're seeing is every time one of these players come over, that actually they're showing there's strength and depth in the system. There's more than one player now in Africa, because it all used to be about Devon Peterson, and it was just Devon Peterson, the only player. Well, now actually we've got 5 or 6 that can compete on that level, which could see the expansion of opportunities.
It's very easy for people like me and Matt to sit in a studio and talk about it from the outside looking in. You're obviously playing in the events. Where is the state of play at the minute in terms of darts on the African continent, would you say?
I think, to be honest, we do got a couple of boys who have the standard to play, not even just on my level, but even better. I think I'll give you a perfect example. We got a guy named Liam Nicholson. So he joined the African Darts Group recently. He's made great strides. He signed recently with Condor, so they are very happy with his progress, and we firmly believe he's the next best thing to come out of Africa. And obviously, you guys have seen other names like your Simon Adams as well as your Hiltons. You see World Championships like Grant Sampson, Simon Adams, those type of things. But especially and Johan as well. But we do have the stars. I think the only thing that we lack is that I think the pool of players that we have of that caliber is quite small compared to the guys beneath us. There's respect for me saying that. But in order for us to compete against them, it's like we don't really need that A game, unfortunately. And I think especially when we're playing tournaments, those type of things like Dart Connect, the averages might not show. And for us coming here, especially like World Championship or World Cup or Modus Super Series, the bookies will look at us as if to say like, we're not up there, but we can be up there, but it's just a case of like, maybe a B game is enough to get through. But when we get to stages like quarterfinals, semifinals, back home, that's when we really produce the goods. And I feel that if we can get at least 30 to 50 African players on that level, it's a massive win for Africa in a whole.
What's the geography like on that? To get a good game, is it quite a long travel to find that? I remember speaking to people like Jeff Smith who said sort of Canada, America back in the day, it used to be like 4-6 hours to sort of find that level. Is there chance of maybe like an African Premier League, or is the geography too spread apart?
I've been chatting to Dev about this concept, especially focusing on the top players in Africa as well. He made mention of a potential Premier League in Africa, and I think it will be great strides for darts in Africa, because I think financially it will probably be a bit tough for us to be there week in, week out, but he's definitely looking at aspects like maybe just over the weekend, or maybe like 2-3 times a year, where you get the best players in Africa in one space, get them on the live streams, and just show the world what we got. And I think it's tournaments like that that's really going to put us on the map and showcase our talent. And hopefully it can happen sooner, and then the world can see what Africa has to got.
How big is tomorrow night, first of all for yourself, but actually in terms of that impact that we've been speaking about?
Tomorrow night is massive for me. I mean, honestly speaking, like I've said, this week has been memorable, but tough for me as well. It was a huge learning curve. I loved every minute of this. I think for me being here for the first time at the Modus, I think it's definitely a space I want to be a part of again. Tomorrow, I'm just going to give it my all, to be honest. I'll be honest, I'm a bit homesick as well.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case is, if I am the victor tomorrow, I'm probably going to have to stay another week. Irrespective of what happened, I'll make that happen. I'll be here. But I think I've watched a couple of my games this week, and I've heard in the commentary you guys speaking about me having a couple of guns up my sleeve. I don't feel I've let those guns out yet. I feel like tomorrow is that day where I'm going to let those guns out as what I have produced in other tournaments as well. So I'm hoping that the real Cameron Carolissen turns up tomorrow.
Well, let's have a look and see what tomorrow's going to look like for yourself, because these are the groups for tomorrow night. And, well, have a look at these, Matt. And I suppose the first thing that probably jumps off the page is Raymond Smith and Danny Van Trijp are both in the same group.
Yeah, you don't want to be Dean Finn there, do you? That's a really tough group there. When we look at the sort of players, we've said all week, there's sort of 3 players that we look at as potential winners of this, and 2 of them are in the same group there in Group 1. Dean Finn, though, he's got a lot of quality. He's got a lot of experience at the moment, doing well on the Challenge Tour. He could upset one of those players and maybe steal one of those spots, but you'd be happier in Group 2.
Yeah, Cameron alongside David Davis and Gemma Hayter. And interesting, just having a first glance at those groups, 6 different nations involved as well, which will be a very, very interesting thing. So for yourself now, Cameron, what's going to be the prep between now and tomorrow? I suppose good night's kit now. Is it just a case of just relaxing during the day, maybe go for a little walk, bit of practice? What's going to be the plan?
I think it's just getting getting a night's rest. I think tomorrow morning, as soon as I get up, I think I'm just going to get up, maybe just go for a walk or that type of thing, just so that I can wake the body up. And, you know, obviously too much sleep is not good for you. So I think get up tomorrow as if it's a normal day, energize the body, you get the mental state right, because I'm very much on the mental aspect in this game, because I feel it's very important, not just for myself, but any dart player in the world, and it's such an important aspect. So yeah, get some rest, grab a bite to eat, hop in the shower, that type of thing, and just I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You know, I can't wait to be in front of the crowd, that type of thing, and I think I just want to show the world that, look, I'm here and just give it my best.
We're not wiping the smile off your face, are we? And it's so infectious to see, isn't it, just quickly, Matt, to see actually all the players this week. They've really enjoyed themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, there's somewhere along the line that gets lost a lot of the time. Certainly as you go through the levels and it becomes more of a job and it becomes more something you have to do rather than something you want to do. And certainly with the time I spent on the Pro Tour, there was a lot of time there. People just became very miserable with it. So absolutely great to see people with a smile on their face. We've had a great week so far, and we're going to conclude the series with a bit of a bang tomorrow night.
Matt, thank you very much. Cameron, many congratulations. We shall see you tomorrow night. Plenty coming up between now and then, though. Coming up next, the Oki to Oven series, because Hell's Kitchen is trademarked. Steve Beaton and Richie Burnett cooking up some dishes and cooking up a bit of a storm. Then we've got the refereeing wars between George Noble and Russ Bray. That's at 12:20, and hopefully, with a little bit of luck, it will finish in time for finals night to get underway at 7:30 tomorrow evening. And then Champions Week will get underway on Monday morning from 9:30. Who's going to be the last name through? We have not got a clue, so you'll have to join us tomorrow night from 7:30 p.m. to find out. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye for now.
What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is
Amazing! And it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout. Dirty Harrison!
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie McGuire, 120.
well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score, leaves himself on a 2 darter.